What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Absolutely Unsure Podcast, episode number 111. I believe it's 111. I know I fucked up in the audio. I need to start releasing the audio versions. I be slipping. I'm tripping. I got a back catalog about 1-2 episodes I got to put out. But we back in the building for another late night episode. Got a couple things that we want to get in here and get off our chest. So appreciate you in the building, Wardo. You already know it's coming soon. The ass whooping is coming soon. The ass whooping is coming soon.
We were just talking shit about you.
It's coming soon. So you already know. It's your boy D-Fran, and Bryce. Let's get to it. All right, so we got a couple of topics that we want to get into. As you can tell by the title, is what's going around on social media right now. Do the industry know the real about Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez? So this is just, going around. People are discussing. People are talking about. And, it's going to be a good little topic here, right? As we talk about this all the time. They got the trial date, a pre-trial, real trial, next trial, who knows, more evidence, I don't know, is on April 5th. So, as always, the time in court is coming. So, we can sit here and talk all day, but, the court date is approaching.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Yeah, I ain't got a sound effect for that one.
I heard something else about some shit.
I see you put that. I see you put that in the group message.
I heard that Rihanna, Drake, and maybe even Beyonce unfollowed Meg Thee Stallion because I
just seen Rihanna and Drake.
Okay, I think I seen some other people too, but because she was possibly shooting at ASAP supposedly, even that I heard she would drop from Fenty.
I think this is one of those things. Like, this is one of those things. I don't really think that they know. That's just my thing. Like, this people talking about. They said they know something that's about to leak, and when I say I don't think that, doesn't mean that can't be true. It can be fucking 100% true. Because even though people are saying there's a rep from Fenty that came out and said hey, Meg Thee Stallion's contract is over with or whatever, so that's why Rihanna ultimately ended up unfollowing her. Now, I don't know if Rihanna unfollows everybody who doesn't work for Fenty, because is it like, hey, you don't work for me, there's no point in me? Because maybe she looks at it as, if you follow me, or if I follow you, people look at who I follow, and it's like a form of promotion in her eyes, right? Maybe it's like, you don't work for me no more, you're not an ambassador, I'm not going to have you on my page essentially promoting you because people can go to I follow. I don't know.
Nicki Minaj supposedly unfollowed too.
Well, that was a long time ago. That's when she started working with Cardi.
Okay. Oh,
that's when she started working with Cardi B. That's when she was working with Cardi B. She unfollowed her. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. People, I think this is one of those things. You know how I say, you can lead people down a certain path, and you got oh, that looks real, so everybody will come to a certain conclusion that wants to be came down to.
Speaking of trying to lead the witness,
I'm just saying that's how it is.
I think her possibly shooting at ASAP is only more reflection of her character.
I think out of every story, I think that's the least believable out of everything.
What you mean?
I believe more that they may know that Tory Lanez didn't shoot her before. I'm like, oh yeah, she shot at ASAP. That's the reason that she was trying. That's how some shit niggas just say. I'm gonna say this and everybody's gonna believe it.
It's funny though. It's funny how she got a history of trying to take niggas, take women's niggas.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, this is not the first time this has came up across her reputation.
But see, that's another thing. That's another thing. Like I said, you could get something nigga did one time, and we can say a nigga do it every time. It's easy to put that box in there. I just don't think that it would be her career is already floundering. Right? It's already people believe you, they don't believe you, whatever. You get shit on every day, whatever. To think that okay, my next career move is gonna be to try to take Rihanna, who's supremely beloved by everybody, that's okay. Now you don't want to be an artist anymore. You don't want to be famous.
She not thinking that deep. She think the world revolves around her still. She think whatever she say go. I think that's a reflection of her character.
If that was true,
only time will tell.
If that was true, and she was shooting ASAP, she's an idiot. Because there's no way, however she is in her career, could think that if it came down to like her having a battle against Rihanna, that it would even be remotely a competition of who the public would side with at that. Like Tory Lanez is one thing, whatever, you know, Tory Lanez was on an ascension. He was doing his little quarantine radio shit. He's talented, but you know, that's more like we can kind of go pit these two against each other. But if you think it's gonna be like, you think you're gonna go against Rihanna, especially if it's found out that you was shooting a shot, you're like Jussie Smollett. Like you're worse than like fucking Jussie Smollett at this point. It's like, all right, bro. Like you have no reality whatsoever. If that was the case,
on reality.
But I still think it's more of, like, I can't explain it. Like I think for her, it's just one of those things. Is like anytime anybody unfollows you, it's gonna be looked at as, what do they know? What do they? Because they're on the industry. They're like,
isn't that a TikTok? Isn't that a TikTok? What do they know?
What do they know? Like, what do they know? I don't like. It's like if something happens at school and it's like we're sitting over here watching the cool kid, quote unquote cool kids table, right? And then we see everybody sitting around Mindy, and if for some reason we hear a little rumor Mindy and this person got into it, then everybody starts walking away from Mindy, and we're like, oh shit, maybe Mindy was lying, but maybe it was some other reason that they actually don't fuck with Mindy no more. But we're gonna assume because we saw the big spectacle already that that's the reason why.
I ain't gonna lie, goofy as hell. Nigga, what the fuck you pull Mindy from?
I don't know why I said Mindy. That was like the most random fucking name. That like I could say any name in the world, but I say Mindy. I don't know why. I don't know why that was the first name that popped into my head.
It sounded like some niggas would be picking on Mindy. I ain't gonna lie.
Like Mindy just got to the cool kids table and they like, Mindy, we don't fuck with you no more. We're not even gonna. No, we don't fuck with Mindy.
Nah, but I get what you're saying for sure.
But that's how people like people just be like making up their own shit in the comment. Well, yeah, Drake is friends with Tory, so he's got to unfollow her. Like, bro, maybe, you know, I don't even know who Drake follows. Like, that's the thing too. That's the weird thing too. Like, this is how celebrity driven we are. I don't know who the fuck anybody follows. I don't know if you follow this person. I don't know when you follow that person. I don't know none of that shit. It's just so weird that
it's like they got an app.
People are like tracking. People like track this shit. Like, oh, it looks like this person doesn't follow this person anymore. It's like, what? He's ass on the mess. I don't know anybody named Mindy just for reference. I don't even know anybody with that name. Like, bro, look at this shit. Drake follows 2,697 people, and
it's like they got an app that lets them know who follows who, and like a red like ping go off when that person unfollow them, like on the chalkboard or some shit.
Because like I'm on this right now and it says, okay, Drake follows Maul, Rory, Joe Budden, Charlemagne, Beat King, Academics, Antoine 2, Javante Davis, Nicki. I ain't gonna go down the whole fucking list, but like these are people that I follow that he follows. And maybe maybe Drake, maybe like I would believe this is maybe more believable. Like Drake thought, he followed Meg. He thought he was going to be able to, clap or something. And he realized, oh, she too in deep with this party. And no point in me following this chick no more. Like, I ain't about to make no music with her. I'm not about to be friends with her. I was only following her because I was trying to, weasel my way in. And it don't look like that's happening. She's a waste of a follow.
Well,
Get out of here.
To me, though, it's like oddly specific to say that, like, Drake directly unfollowed himself. I think he would tell someone to unfollow, which would make it kind of weird. I feel like some information would have to come down the line for him to be like, hey, who runs my account? Unfollow that person. Because it's not weird. Like, I don't think Drake uses fucking Twitter like that on a daily basis. I just don't. Or whatever. I just
Drake stay posting on Instagram. What you mean?
I mean,
he posts those little weird Caribbean selfies with his like weird. Drake has like the weirdest. I don't know if Drake's like doing duck lip type shit or like when he takes like his little selfies, he be like, I'm like, all right, dog, like, we fuck with you, but you gotta don't make it hard for us out here to support. Like, you always gotta do some you always gotta do some weird. I mean,
shit. Why we on the topic?
Dog. Just relax.
While we on the topic, the nigga is being hella light skinned right now. This nigga went and got a motherfucking wig.
He got a wig.
Them braids, them real braids. He had afro.
He had like a little afro thing, I think, didn't he?
Niggas was saying that's a lace front.
No, niggas say Drake got a tummy tuck. Niggas say Drake got a lace front. I don't even know. Got a tummy tuck? Niggas say he got they say he got the fake abs. That's what it was. They say he got the fake abs. That's what I'm saying. Like when you famous, bro, being famous it's good and all, but like that shit also sucks at the same time. It's like, god damn. If I was famous now, I'd be like, bro, I wish I was famous like back in the Michael Jackson days, where I'd have to constantly get online. Like only time I heard somebody talk shit about me is if it was like a late night host or like something like that, or they got to do it in person. Now it's just
They'd be like
they kill you on
shit,
social media. Like fuck, we just gonna kill them.
movies. Nah, I think it'll still be funny though, cause like back in the day, they probably get like some fucking gossip, and they would have no fucking idea where that shit came from, cause they still had tabloids and shit like that that was gonna start some shit.
Yeah, but I'd rather like see it on a little bullshit ass tabloid than fucking like a million people into my comment section on Instagram. Like it's like, all right, bro. But yeah, that was just a little, that's all. We don't even. It's just it just shows me how like it's so easy to like start up stories and then like just just say something. Not even like when these stories came out and even insinuate shit. They didn't say like Rihanna may have X, Y, and Z. Drake may have because of X, Y, Z. All the headlines was like Drake and Rihanna have unfollowed Meg Thee Stallion. They leave that out there and then just let everybody's minds run wild and just make up a million. Whatever y'all think happened, that's what happened. And we gotta. Did she fuck with ASAP Rocky? Do they know if Tory really shot her? Maybe Drake was trying to smash and he didn't get to smash. Was it? It's like we don't even know. Or was it? No, you can't really accidentally unfollow somebody. It's a little steps to doing that.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I feel like if we don't tie everything together, then it could seem random. But the fact that she not fucking with Finney, the fact that they unfollow her,
they probably didn't drop the bag, man. She probably like, nigga, y'all gotta drop the bag for me to be on the Fenty restructure.
That's crazy. She ain't that successful yet. She needs
social
Fenty
media
more
wise.
Than Fenty need
Social
her.
media wise, she is.
She need Fenty more than Fenty need her, by all means. Fenty, $1 billion company, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Meg ain't $1 billion. She ain't a $1 billion influencer yet. She can't even make $1 billion in sales, let alone anything else. So nah, she need Fendi more than Fendi need her for sure. So now I don't think it was no contract shit like that. I think she would have been happy to resign. But
maybe she wouldn't do her own thing. Maybe she got her own. Maybe she got her own thing coming out with Fashion Nova. Maybe maybe they're doing like a partnership. We don't know.
I know you ain't just say Fashion Nova. That's like saying I'm on a ketchup packet at Whataburger.
Nigga, are you crazy? Did you not see what the Fashion Nova nigga just bought? The CEO of Fashion Nova?
What
he bought that big ass mansion that be going around YouTube, the $500 million mansion.
Meg ain't that ain't going to Meg.
But I was like, I'm child's confused on why you calling it the ketchup packet.
Quality.
Nigga, fuck the quality. Who get that? We talking about money. Who making money? Fuck the quality. Shit,
but you could have did that same shit on Fenty, I'm pretty sure.
But it's probably cheaper. They probably give a bigger bag because they do more like, because like Fenty is Rihanna. Like she uses influencers to like, promote her shit. But like Fashion Nova didn't have motherfuckers like all these industry people promoting them and shit like that. Nobody give a fuck about that shit.
I'm pretty sure she could have did both. So
I mean, she was doing both. I'm not saying she couldn't have done both. She was doing both.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying if she's. But my thing is, if you're coming up with, and this is just all speculation, if you're coming up with your own thing, like your own brand with Fashion Nova, they're probably like, we don't want you to partner with any other clothing, conglomerate.
Fancy clothing or more makeup, or it's a little both.
I mean, she has makeup, but like when Meg was on, she was doing like lingerie and shit like that. So like,
got you. All right, let me know something. What do Fashion Nova do lingerie? I'm nitpicking. I'm nitpicking. I'll leave it alone.
Wardo, Diddy a fruit ball. If it wasn't Tory Lanez, Meg would be irrelevant by now.
You ain't seen Franklin
in the same text. We please. In the same text? What you mean? We never said they make the same amount of money. I be wondering what people hear when they be listening to me talk sometimes. Like when certain people say certain things, I don't know if you trolling. I don't even know where that even came from. But anyways,
I think I maybe I've been assuming.
Rihanna's a billionaire. We already know that.
If you ain't know Diddy was a fruit bowl, you must ain't seen how he was talking to Franklin and Man Boy that one time.
Franklin and Man Boy.
You ain't seen that shit? The dude from Franklin, the dude that's played Man Boy in Snowfall.
No, I never seen that.
they was over there at his house, nigga, and like he was like complimenting the fuck out of it, like you a good looking chocolate ass nigga or some shit like
Oh
that.
no, I ain't
It
never
was
seen
so
that.
it
I ain't
was
never
like
seen that.
basically like come sit on my lap type shit. It was some wild ass shit, bro.
Yeah,
I
I've never
swear to
seen that.
God. And then you ain't see the shit with 50 Cent. He was like, nigga, 50 was like, this nigga told me he gonna take me shopping. Like that's some wild ass shit to tell another grown man. Like
Why are we bringing up money when it's not about money?
nah, we were just speculating on both sides. So.
Yeah, we really just speculating the whole story. Really, that's all this is,
No,
speculation.
Allegedly.
Or are you saying why we bring the money? 'Cause it's not about money because you definitively believe that it's about Tory Lanez. Now, if you definitively believe that, then of course you'd be like, why are we talking about money?
Because I mean, shit, people were saying that the reason that Rihanna directly unfollowed her probably was, I mean, because what Tory Lanez Rihanna like ties is there? Really,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, why would she give a fuck about that?
I think there'll be more personal reasons why Rihanna unfollowed, whether it's Fenty, whether it's not wanting to share brands, or whether it was like flirting with ASAP. So I mean, those are all the points that we laid on the table. So. I think those are more likely than she actually knows something about Tory Lanez or even cares. She's pregnant. Like
she's like, bitch, I'm about to have a baby. I don't give a fuck what y'all like little
Rihanna's
kids,
like probably
what you
the one
kids
that,
have going on. I don't give a damn.
Like Rihanna probably cares the least about anything that goes on in the industry. Like she seems like Kendrick of like the women. I mean, even Beyonce seems like that. Like they don't seem like they interact much on social media.
Yeah.
Like or care about their fans. Or when we talk about Rihanna, she ain't dropped shit in 5 years either.
They don't give a fuck. They're doing their thing.
Oh, but speaking of not dropping, you heard the Kendrick rumors?
I'm tired of Kendrick fucking rumors. Like, bro, is you gonna drop or not? Kendrick may drop right before Coachella. Like, if he don't drop before Coachella, if I was a fan who was excited to see Kendrick at Coachella, I get it. Ooh, it's just Kendrick performing is great. Motherfucker, if you ain't dropping no new shit, I don't want to see you perform Damn. I probably watched you perform Damn when he was on tour. Like, bro, think about it like this. Our boy, Javon, right? He proposed to his now wife at the Damn concert. That was like fucking, they've been married for like 3 years now. They went through a full engagement, years of marriage, a kid. Kendrick still ain't dropped an album. That was like 5 years ago. Like he proposed to her at the show. Like, nigga, drop music. I don't give a damn. Maybe drop music, big dog. That's all we need you to do. Just drop the fucking song.
It was like, we're gonna get a 2022 release. I'm like, nigga, bro. You know how many more months left? Like, I'm not getting optimistic for that shit, bro, at all.
I mean, it's still a lot. It's still like 9 months left. So, we're only in the 3rd month.
That's what I'm saying,
time.
nigga. Like to say, that's what I'm saying. It's too much time. You ain't give like no like
a summer release
in the winter. Like,
yeah,
they just Kendrick plans on having a 2022 release. Like, bro, okay.
I think if Kendrick don't drop this year, he might as well not. I mean, I'm not gonna say that because I probably still would be interested in Kendrick Lamar like album if he dropped. But it's just like, what's the hold up? Like, I really want to know. Is it like a TDE thing? Is it like, hey, I know it's our last album, so we got this problem, that problem. Maybe got too many fucking samples on it. Like, what's really the reason
He's
that
washed?
I don't think that. You think he can't? He ain't gonna be able to. He don't feel like he can, go to another level.
Hey, at this point, I don't know what to say. What excuse? Samples, nigga. Features, nigga. It's been 5 years, nigga.
You should got that shit squared away the second year.
Not an EP, not a single, not really no features. Like the nigga, I don't even think he rapping no more. I think that nigga somewhere in some mountains
just got some bread, a big house with his family.
Or some shit. What them niggas be? He a monk now. That nigga probably a monk or some shit. Wasn't all them niggas dressed in orange? He a monk or some shit. That's what Kendrick doing. He doing some monk shit. I already know it.
I do think there's an advantage, and maybe not for the kids, right? Because like the kid, like think about it, like kids who are like 14, who are now 19, who are 13 and now 18, they probably didn't really give a fuck about Kendrick 5 years ago because they was kids. They probably care about whatever. But I feel like because there's such low quality music that's out that gets put out every week that Kendrick dropping at any time would just be a breath of fresh air and people would still be excited for it because there's so much shit not to be excited about. Like that's something to be excited about. Like I was just thinking about, I was like I listened to Lil Durk's album. Like I listened to Lil Durk's album. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. But then like when I really think about like, are these albums like really good? Like, are they good? Or is it just like just comparing it to like what we have? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a couple good singles, but like, is this a good album? Like, do these people, are they put out good albums? Or just like, it's okay. Like I don't remember I feel like the last time I heard like a great album was obviously I like Certified Lover Boy, obviously. But like anything Drake drops, I love it. Like a great, like I feel like the year when Nipsey dropped what's that shit called? Victory Lap. When Meek Mill dropped Championships, like those are like great albums. Like those are like, oh my God. Like when I feel like that's when we was on our review shit too. That was a year that had a lot of good albums in it.
I like Big Sean album. It was somebody else's album that came out I liked, I feel like.
So all the people that have already proven to be able to make good albums. Pretty much.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah. Kodak had a decent album when he first got out.
Off season was good. Bryce don't really fuck with Off Season, but Off Season was a good album.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't nothing more than that.
But yeah, speaking of Coachella, I talked about it 2 days ago. How they were creating a petition to get Kanye off Coachella.
Why?
They're tired of his harassment of Kim. They feel like he should not be promoted because there's obviously, you know, people who go through family violence and these things like that, and he should be held accountable for his actions on like social media. That's what people were telling me, right? So I'm gonna just read some of the comments I got. So this lady, she said, "I signed the petition. I'm a survivor of domestic abuse, harassment, and stalking, and I cannot condone his behavior. It's disgusting. The amount of people who are defending him is just unreal to me. Abusers should not be given a platform and celebrated." And then somebody else said, "He's crazy. Glad to see someone holding him accountable. If he was a regular person walking around threatening and stalking people, he'd be banned from social media and have a restraining order against him. His behavior is not okay. Keep it up, and he'll lose shared custody of his kids. His erratic and crazy behavior is erasing any contributions he's made to rap music." I don't think that's the case. But glad to see the Grammys do not want him in their show either. You can't trust what someone unstable is going to do on live TV. The numbers on those petitions are only going to grow. He also did. They say he got taken off the Grammys. He was supposed to perform, and now he's no longer performing. But that's one of those things too. Like they just put it out there that he's not on the Grammys. There's no reason. But we know everybody's going to speculate because of this incident. But we don't even know if that's the reason. Maybe Kanye just I don't want to fucking perform there.
So Kim Kardashian is a victim? Is she claiming to be a victim in this situation?
I mean, she hasn't really said nothing. It's just people feeling.
So we're speaking for her.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that like the stalking shit, like I kind of referenced that because DL Hughley talked about it and how he's like, you know, he's being excessive with going back and forth with Pete and whatnot. Yeah. But besides that, like, what else would you consider like stalking? Is he like pulling up to the house, like going to his daughter's birthday party? I don't consider stalking.
No,
like anything else besides that though that I'm not aware of. When they say he's stalking, I think
they just I think just posting about her all the time on social media, they feel like it's like a virtual. But
stalking.
I guess like it's a virtual stalking.
You can't post it on your social about your life.
Well, I mean, everybody does it. It's just it's because he's Kanye.
Can a person not like choose not to look at that and engage with that? Like, right? Like, I just don't get how that's harassment when someone can literally log off of it.
Well, I guess it goes for anything though, because like the people say like you don't have to listen to people who speak and have opinions or whatever you're offended by, but they still be. No, there's no correlation between them people, but they'll be that argument.
Is like if somebody has some hate shit and somebody committed suicide because of the shit on Twitter, I don't think no one should go to jail because what they said on social media is my point. Like what they did maybe was morally wrong, but should they go to jail? No, like because I mean they're able to. Essentially speak their opinion and you don't have to look at that. You're choosing to engage in that.
I mean, the man bought a house in front of Kim's after the breakup when he was already close to them. I mean, I can see how people can say that the house thing is weird. Like you brought like right across the street, but I mean, like you said, I'm
Across
rich.
the
Like
street, like how close is
no,
across the
like
street to
across the
them? Because
street, like across the street,
okay.
like
I just
across,
want
like
to know
we're
because
like I could walk like hey. But see, this is how I thought about it. I thought about it like
they got big ass houses and yards. I
I
thought.
thought about it like Blake. Like, well, I know a guy whose mom used to live like right down the road. Like, it's just better for the kids. But you know, with Kanye, I think it's just like I think if Kanye just bought the house across the street and he didn't do any social media shit, people wouldn't be looking at it as weird. But now they're like with the social media, they tie it into harassment and is he gonna just be walking over there and being in her space and da 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 whatever. That's why I think people feel like it's a bigger deal than maybe it would be if he just bought the house and didn't say nothing.
I mean, I can see that. I can see that. That's happened to my mom.
Because like I said, my girl's an avid Kardashian fan, so I watch the show with her. Like, whenever the sister, what's her name, Courtney, who has 3 kids with a guy named Scott, they all live in the same neighborhood. Like nobody was calling him crazy, but he just doesn't say anything. He's just like, I just want to be close to my kids, you know. But since Kanye's so vocal about everything, then that's why it gets tied in with it.
I just don't like how I don't like how people would be so invested into like their life because it's not like I feel like a lot of times like a lot of they use this shit for publicity. Like the new Kardashian season just dropped. Like
Yeah.
like obviously Pete Davidson is getting tattoos. He got like 5 or 6 tattoos. Like
Pete Davis is a wild
all
guy.
this shit is for publicity. For like I feel like for everyone. Like Kanye, his documentary out. Like it's a lot of shit you can say that this is basically a rollout.
Yeah.
But it's like people want to get in their feelings and like basically, like I said, they're speaking for Kanye. They're speaking for everybody in that situation. It's like, bro, like they're adults and rich. I'm sure they can handle this shit themselves.
Yeah.
But you so bored in life, you gotta create a fucking petition.
Let's back up on this Skeet thing real quick. This Pete thing real quick. The fact that Pete Davidson, first of all, she said he has a tattoo that says, "My girl's a lawyer," right? And then she said he got her name. Like, I wouldn't have been as weirded if he was like he got her name tatted. Like, I mean, I've only been together allegedly for like the past couple months, so that's a little fast. But whatever, your body, you get tattooed, whatever. But the fact that he got her name branded on him is kind of like you got a brand. Like they heat up the iron, they got a stick. Like that's another level to me. Tattoos and brands, like brands is another level of commitment to get with somebody. I mean, they're both permanent, but a brand's a little crazy.
In the occult Hollywood world, they will call that Kim Kardashian has the keys to him. She basically controls Pete Davidson. Like he's her puppet. And it makes sense. It would make sense, especially someone getting a brand. And this is it's a form of a ritual. The fact that they even announced that it was like a public announcement that Kim Kardashian owns him, and he's approving of it. Then he got a whole branding.
He don't give a fuck.
Like, he don't have a choice.
I'm with Kim. I don't give a fuck.
He don't have a choice. She got the keys to that nigga. That's some occult shit though.
Pete, what are y'all talking about in the comments? That along with stalking her new boyfriend.
I don't have anything. I don't know about no pedo or whatever, but I'm curious. It's like, is he going to be a father figure in their lives, in the kids' lives? Or like, what is Kim's? Like,
she said on Ellen she wants this thing forever. Now I don't know when she, like I said, I don't know when she said I want this forever. Was she saying like I want to be with Pete forever, or however she feels in this moment forever? Like maybe she just feels good right now. I don't know what she was saying, but I think like I don't know. But Pete Davidson's known to like Russian, like he got engaged to Ariana Grande like weeks after they was together. So like he's known to like put all his chips in and then everything falls apart a couple months down the line.
If we really want to break it down, Kim talked about how she didn't feel like she was a good like wife to Kanye because like she has to do her own life. She has her own life, and you can't literally be a wife and help him live out his life, which is a wife purpose.
Yeah.
So having someone like Pete, like that's gonna basically be up her ass is like the perfect like fake. Well, I ain't even call him fake, but husband that she can run around and basically he gonna be her assistant type shit, versus like the other way around. So she don't have to worry about the pressure of a marriage failing because shit. she got the keys to that nigga. Like,
I don't even think it's
in
that
general.
because Pete Davidson would be a busy guy. Like SNL, they got to go do all that show every time. Now he's in some movie. He's been in like maybe not big blockbuster movies as of recent, but he's been in like Netflix movies as he's filming a movie. So he's a busy guy as well. I think for her, it's more the fact that like obviously it's going to be publicity because she's Kim Kardashian, and I just feel like with Pete it's like less because he doesn't really say shit. He doesn't.
Yeah,
Really do
she can run over him essentially. Where Kanye was like, I got standards.
Well,
like,
it's not even a run over. It's just like I don't have to deal with like public spectacles.
For example, well, you could say that, but for example, how Kanye, I would say Kanye will have rules, just like how he don't want his daughter to have TikTok. I'm pretty sure that was just one of the standards that he had for his family and his kids. Versus with Pete, she don't have to worry about no masculine dude trying to explain anything to her. This is some more red pill shit, I guess, is what I'm trying to get into. But it makes perfect sense, like where a woman to leave the dude that she couldn't live up to and then go get a lesser dude, especially when women are that successful. They always try, like, it's hard to get someone more successful. And if they do, like, trying to be a wife to that, it's like, bro, that's crazy because she's literally the idol in her life. So actually, like, stepping down and being under someone else is kind of crazy to their psychology. And it makes perfect sense. Like you said it, she knows she don't gotta listen to Pete Davidson.
I didn't say she didn't listen to him. I said she doesn't have to worry about.
He's
like
not gonna
him
say
going,
nothing.
He's not. But listen, I even say nothing like. I'm not even talking about in the realm of like they get an argument. He's gonna like bend his knee. I'm not talking about like that. I'm saying like how Kanye is always like out in the news saying like, for instance, he's at concerts talking shit about Jay-Z, Beyonce. He's Trump. He's like he's not gonna do none of that. Is what I mean.
Like that.
You said what?
Kim likes shit like Kim likes stuff like that. So I don't think that was a problem.
You think she likes that?
To a certain extent, she thrives on like Kanye being in the publicity all the time. I mean, that's one of those dynamics like where Will and Jada, like Jada, her career is thriving because Will is still successful. If Will was out of the picture, no one would really care what Jada had to say. But the fact that Will is still a significant person, like
I think if Kanye like just was quiet, Kim Kardashian would still be Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but you know they thrive on being the head of headlines. It's like almost like the Cowboys. So they talk about the Cowboys. I always try to find a way to make it in media.
Yeah,
into a media circuit. And I think that's how Kim Kardashian.
I mean, it's great. It's great shit for their show, whether it's coincidence or not. It's great for their show. Like I said, people are gonna watch it just because they say, okay, like it'll be like all over blogs and shit. This is the Kanye episode of whatever, or this is the SNL episode. Even with like Kylie and them, is this the Astroworld episode? Let's see how they reacted after Astroworld, and let's see what she got cheated on. Like it's great for like reality TV, like because for promotion, obviously, because people want to see that happen and like. Even though it happened months ago, they want to see how y'all handled it behind closed doors. Because that's like kind of the allure of their show. Things happen. They don't really speak on it too much in public. They just wait for them up. And it's smart. Like, don't shoot your load, motherfucker. Y'all get paid for a show. Wait till people watch y'all's reaction on the show. Don't say nothing in public. So it's like, that's their thing. That's what they got to do.
Well, yeah, to your point, I think Kanye said that she complained about some things that he did in public, but I think it's levels to certain stuff that he do. I think the reason that both of them got together is because of their character and their status and how they behave. Because Kanye always been like that to a certain extent. So I don't think all of a sudden she just was repulsed or something by that. I just don't think that was the main reason. But
let me read some of these comments going crazy. Let me read some of these comments real quick.
Yeah, they really are.
What's your opinion on Mac and Pete? Do you guys think he sent him shit like he did Ye? I mean, that's the story. That's what they say. They say he sent.
Whoa, wait, what?
They say that they say when he was dating Ariana Grande, he sent Ariana Grande. I don't know, not Ariana. He sent Mac Miller. I don't know if I don't know exactly what he sent. Dick pics of them having sex. I don't know what it was, but they say he sent Mac Miller shit after.
Oh, I heard that. I thought y'all talking about the drugs that caused him to overdose or something. I was like, wait, what?
Nah.
This is getting crazy.
Nah. I think she was tired of Kanye's publicity stunts. She needed a beta goofy lapdog, and she didn't want to do that work that came with being a wife to a man like Kanye. You cover this story, you ain't seen the pedophile jokes. I mean, I've seen the pedophile jokes. I just don't.
I haven't. I missed them.
He said like he was doing like a bit, or he was on set. He was on stage doing something. He's like, man, it was something like, man. One time what did he say? I don't know. I'm gonna butcher it, but essentially it was like. I was babysitting a baby, and they had their mouth open, and I put my finger in their mouth like as a pacifier, and they was sucking on my finger, and it was kind of like what is it? I don't know if he said. I don't know if he said like, "Oh, if my dick was there," but it was something like along those lines of some weird shit, right? That's what he did. And people are, that's the thing. Like, oh, he's a pedophile. He's a pedophile. Like, that's what the thing is.
Wouldn't want him around my kids.
I guess the money changed him. I guess he should have forgot where she came from. That's a quote. Kim don't want a dominant black man. I mean, but that's like they was together for like 10 years. So I don't understand that. Like they was already, it like they was married for like a year, and then oh my god, Kanye's probably been this way their entire relationship.
She stated that though. She stated that she had that insecurity about not being able to be the wife that he needed her to be. I think that's legit and valid.
But when she said that had nothing to do with him being dominant, that's with to cater to the needs of like, I guess like he's going through this mental thing. He wants to go to Wyoming. I don't want to go to Wyoming. I can't do that. He wants to live there. I don't want to live there.
I think it all plays a part. I think what you're saying is true, but I think we can tie in both of them, to be honest.
Kim K is publicity stunts.
I wanted to talk about the publicity stunts from Kanye because it's kind of funny. I mean, like people love Donda. I don't know how people feel about Donda 2 because of the release or whatever.
I didn't really heard none of this shit.
Okay, so but obviously the church stuff, but it's like when we were doing that verses, bro. Have Kanye lost his touch, bro? Because he was a fucking killer hit maker. But even his hits now today, like you don't really get no Kanye hits. Like you get Kanye good music. Like I like Life of Pablo, don't get it twisted, but like we ain't really getting Kanye hits like he was in his prime. Do you what do you think contributes to that?
Maybe not working with the same people.
Bro, we heard the verses, bro. We heard the verses, bro. He know how to make them. Like it ain't nothing. Why all of a sudden it's just like we ain't getting them big hits for no more?
Maybe he don't collaborate with the same people that he used to collaborate with. I don't know. I mean, that's typically how it is though when you get older. Like, what older guys really like putting out hits still? Like, when they release music? I can't think of any.
I mean, if you want to count 2 Chainz.
When the last 2 Chainz hit?
I mean, he was old when he was dropping shit though.
But like, that was like a rejuvenated like thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew Titty Boy, but then like 2 Chainz came out. I was like, that's a new.
I could agree to a certain extent, but like, we talking about Kanye though, not just a normal regular rap nigga. Like Kanye's the producer too.
Yeah.
Like Kanye, like, and it's not like when Trail said he been lost it. Like he make good music, but I'm saying like them banger hits. Like I'm just curious to know, like, wonder what people think on that though. Not having Drake. That's hilarious.
Mental health, not having Drake and 40 in his pocket. Ever since he got with Ken, when he made Blood on Leaves, it started the shift. I mean, but like shit off Life of Pablo was like hits. Like I think like that Father Stretched My Hand shit was a hit. Like I don't know. I think that Life of Pablo album
very good songs.
Yeah,
very good songs.
But you're saying like all falls down. Good Life, like you're talking about like the hits, like I was
classic
killing you with,
hits.
like the ones I was killing you with last week, 15-5. Like you talking about those type of hits. I understand. Salute to Flying motherfucking Low. So his hits don't hit the same because he not drawing from the same forces that he used to, and it's less samples of satanic music. It's less samples. So you're saying when he was making hits, he was doing more satanic music? All right,
I mean,
tell me something I don't know. Tell me something I don't know.
They was on some chanting shit in that song for sure. But it's only a few songs I know like that. But I mean, almost all the top people use some type of satanic or shit in their stuff.
But yeah, I ain't really Kanye got suspended from Instagram for 24 hours, so. Because they assume it's because he called Trevor Noah a coon. So he hasn't said nothing since then. I feel like if he would have had his Instagram account, he may have said something about Kim being on Ellen gushing over Pete, but he ain't been on in a while. So maybe he's over the shit at this point. Maybe he's like, all right, this is a battle, I don't really like. I just don't fuck with my kids. Like Kim, do what you want to do. You want to be with Skeet, that's fine. But I'm gonna still have something to say about my kids. Which I got no problem with, like, because I'm not going to tell no man he can't say nothing about his kids. Like, that's his kids. But yeah, what else we got, man?
I mean, with Deshaun Watson finally
Oh
getting
yeah, okay,
traded,
okay, okay,
I thought
okay.
that was pretty interesting because
Bro, that's
I, I
crazy. Because I was thinking about another person today, but we talk about Deshaun first.
I just felt that it was weird that like no one talks about how the Texans really tried to set up Deshaun Watson because they like wasn't in agreement.
What
Like
what were they trying to do? Were they trying to like get him to resign? Is that like did they do that like to lower his trade values? Like you ain't got no choice but to stay with us, or like what was the reasoning you think?
I'm, I mean, we know, bro, with the Bill O'Brien era and shit with when we let go of Dante Brown or some shit like that because he said something about the owners. Like they've been showing like it's the our way or the highway type of
Yeah,
mentality. But I feel like with you could say DeAndre Hopkins and when they was like, oh, you got baby mama drama and you need to cut it out and they just teed him off like that was weird. And then we also see the Deshaun Watson shit. It's like the lawyer that was trying to convict him is like friends with the fucking owner, and like
yeah.
supposedly the owner was upset and butthurt that Deshaun Watson was maybe I don't know if he was resigning. I don't know if he was trying to ask for more money. I don't know because I mean he got more money with the Browns, so maybe that's what it was. I don't know what it was, but I just felt like all of a sudden he's innocent. We just moving past the shit, but like we're gonna act like the Texans did not fumble
So
that
this was the
bag.
let me read this. This is the downfall of the Texans, right? So former Houston Texans owner Bob McNair, who died, infamously described the player protests of racial discrimination and police brutality during the national anthem before games as inmates running the prison. That's
Yep.
essentially what he called players who were protesting. The inmates run the prison, so that's how he pretty much looked at them, and that's where the disconnect started flowing. DeAndre Hopkins gone, J.J. Watt gone. Like all our good players just go away.
So many
Like, bro,
fucking
we was
players
winning
gone.
division championships like 2 years in a row, and then you know what? Let's just nuke the shit. Literally, because I think they
I'm
called DeAndre
curious
Hopkins nuke
to
the
know
bomb or
for
whatever. He's
Deshaun.
gone. JJ's gone. Now Deshaun, I'm happy for Deshaun Watson. I mean, like get the fuck out of get out of Dodge.
Fuck the Texans, bro. I think the owner should sell the fucking team. I really do, but no
Deshaun
one's gonna
Watson put
force him to do
himself in
this.
that situation.
That's what I'm curious about. How so? That's what I'm curious about. Because if he's getting contracts like that, there's no way he did anything wrong. They didn't suspend him or anything. Like at least they don't have proof of it. So I don't know like how he put
Mm.
himself in that situation besides going to get a massage. And being fucking real, like a man paying for a massage, are we fucking acting like
Well, no, that's not the reason. They weren't talking about. They said he was trying to put his dick. He was telling them to give him head. He was trying to put his dick on him. All kind of shit like that. Yeah, it wasn't just he wouldn't get 22 losses because he got massages. Nigga. They were saying he was trying to slap his dick on their hands and he was like flinging it around. Like, all right, nigga, I'm just here to give you a massage, big dog. Back up. That was the
I
real,
mean
the
that
crux
that
of the
that would be
lawsuits
crazy
and
as
things like
hell.
that.
That would be crazy as hell. But it's just like, what are the odds that someone to do that?
Hey man, it's a lot of weird, kinky niggas out here, man. They like that freaky shit. They probably, hey man, you already massaged me. Go ahead and give me a good old happy ending. But I do feel
Yeah,
like
but
the NFL did their investigation. Maybe Deshaun Watson's just too good of a player for them to care. But when I saw that they gave him 230 million fully guaranteed, I could be remiss. I could be wrong about this. I don't remember seeing nobody else getting a fully guaranteed contract in the NFL. I see like 150 million or no, like what's his name? Patrick Mahomes. He got a $500 million contract, but like 300 million is guaranteed. He got to work for the other 200 million. I ain't never seen nobody get a fully guaranteed contract of that magnitude. So pretty much, it doesn't matter. Deshaun Watson can suck for the next 2 years and get cut. He's owed $230 million, regardless of what happens. Which is like I when I first saw it, I was like, is that like a thing that's like okay, hey, we're gonna keep this hush hush. We may have uncovered some things and some connections. 230 million
now
guaranteed. You got it.
I what I think is what I think it is what we're gonna keep on the hush is how they tried to fucking blackball you and get you to fuck up out this league. So here you go. We fucked up. Let's not make this a Kaepernick situation. Here you go. That's what I think. I don't think you're paying him for bad behavior.
It
I don't think
happens
you
all the
have to.
time. It happens all the
I think you
time,
have
Bryce.
to.
It just happened to Robert Kraft and others a year ago. I mean,
But did he really get in trouble for it? No, nobody like
ain't nothing
fucking
happened to
tried to
Robert
arrest him.
Kraft. He just he
Yeah,
got like a
like
little slap on the wrist, and he
no
flew
one
to the
tried to
AFC
tell him to get off
Championship
the
game, and
team.
he didn't give a damn. He's like, I'm out of here.
I think he had to miss one game or some shit like that, and like he was fine. Like he could still watch the game at home. Like he was okay. Like, a little bit.
All right. Anyways, Robert Kraft went to like a massage parlor that was a backdoor, sex trafficking. Get me a little jerky. Deshaun Watson was like, I'm calling in professional physical therapists to massage me, and they're saying that I was trying to get hard and slap my dick on them, or I think even somebody even tried to say that he tried to, rape them or something like that. I don't know. It was a lot. It was like 22 different lawsuits, right? And then, I don't think that's gonna happen. They dropped it. Like at this point, once they dropped the criminal shit, I don't even think this. I mean, the civil is like less burden of proof to get civil things to happen. But I just feel like nothing's gonna happen. He's gonna go to the Browns. He's gonna play football. It's just gonna be one of those stories in his career. It's gonna be like the Kobe shit. Like it's always gonna be something hanging over him. People will use it against him at some point in his career, but it'll never be resolved. We'll never really know. It'll just be another situation of one of those things that happened to somebody. That's why I think.
Like almost every other black man that's ever been successful in America. They're gonna always try to throw some dirt on your name.
Yeah. I mean, but this is what I was thinking too. This is what I thought about. I mean, they said they were physical therapists. I don't fucking know. They're licensed massage therapists. I mean, I guess. But anyways, like I was saying, it reminded me of, because I was watching, because I fuck with Harry Potter, right? So they're making a new like spin-off to Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, something, right? So Johnny Depp was the evil villain in the show, and then his girl came out saying like Johnny Depp beat me, he did this, he did that, all these things, and then it ended up she was lying. He done lost all this shit. I think he got kicked off Fantastic Beasts. He got moved off of this. It's like, what type of retribution do I get from that? Who's gonna make up that money that I lost out on? Deshaun Watson come out, he get a fully guaranteed contract, but like Johnny Depp was in a Harry Potter franchise. Like you got to think, and he's Johnny Depp, so that's big money. I'm assuming that would have been coming his way, and he was an integral character in the storyline. So it's like shit like that can really fuck you up, man.
Trail said something about it's not about race. I wasn't necessarily saying it was all
22
about
women all
race,
across
but
the U.S. had the same or similar situation stories. Not about race, Bryce. I mean, it's not hard. Like I'm not even saying that. I don't know. This is thing. I don't even know what happened with these people. I don't know. They say it happened. He said it didn't happen. Who the fuck knows? They threw out the criminal thing. Maybe there wasn't enough evidence. Obviously, it's a he said, she said. So they probably wanted him to go to trial for something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, when I said this, when I even brought up the black stuff, I'm saying how almost every black famous person gets something. Whether it's Michael Jackson, he had allegations. Almost every black person that's a male gets some type of allegations or some like bullshit like narrative to shame their legacy. Like it happens very often. But
every massage parlor I've been to is a bust. But he didn't. Like, I don't know Rob. I don't know. He wasn't caught up in the massage parlors like Rob. What's his name? Kraft. He was like, they were coming to his home from like you know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck you, little freak boy.
He's at every massage parlor. He frequents the massage parlors. Obviously,
we just go gloss over that. That boy a little freak.
Yeah, like, every massage parlor I've been to has been a bust. Go to their page. Those are hookers, no credentials, just pretty. I don't know, but that was interesting. That was interesting. You really looked into this. You and found the women. I thought that was anonymous. How'd you find the women? Well, I know all of them aren't anonymous, but like I don't think all 22 are out there just like with their names and IG pages for promotion. Because
And
you
that's
think
still kind of
they still want
crazy.
to work.
That still would be crazy though if like Deshaun Watson hired like 22 different hookers. Like it's not a great story either.
Yeah, it's like you
That
wilding,
ain't
boy.
gonna count. That's kind of wild for
You
someone in
wilding
that
out with that one.
status.
You wilding, big dog. So
He said, "I bust." Oh, that nigga wilding, bro. Hey, bro, I don't think you want to say that on
oh, he
public
said every
forum.
massage parlor I ever been to, I bust. I thought he said like was a bust, like it was trash. Okay, you wilding.
That's
You
why I
wilding.
say you're free.
Yeah, he wilding. He wilding. But anyways, that's Deshaun Watson. He's back in the NFL. He's doing his thing. I don't the Cleveland thing though. It's like you chose Cleveland? Like, all right.
I can't believe you do that. How much they be charging?
Look, Bryce want to know. Look, he's doing a secret inquiry here. Like, oh my God, dude, you're so nasty. How much they charge? $25. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to talk to you later.
To do something
I'm gonna talk to you later,
like
man.
that.
I'm gonna talk to you about this afterwards. Like, okay, bro. He trying to get some information. We need better PR. Also, when we get money, we can't do things white people do. Like we get money and think we invincible. Robert Kraft was visiting massage parlors. Yep.
That's very true.
That's true.
That's very true.
I put the Colin Kaepernick thing. I don't really give a fuck about that shit no more. But it's like he's promoting that he wants to be in the NFL, but he literally had a documentary saying, all right, whatever. You want to play? Go play.
That nigga not getting signed. I'm sorry. It's over for that nigga. Yeah, it's been 6-7 years since we last talked about that nigga.
Yeah, he's fried. So speaking of black men getting, well, you want to talk about the Ryan Coogler shit real quick?
Yeah.
Since we could talk about it last week. He's at Memphis AT. So he's traveling. He's like on a tour to the massage parlors. He's going coast state to state to find the best and brightest. That's how.
Yo, I mean, I didn't expect no shit like that. I don't even know what to say.
I guess Ryan Coogler. Black Panther. We love Black Panther. Black man going to the bank trying to get some money, end up becoming a robbery suspect, just like that. I don't know what to think about the situation. He wrote her a note, said, "Hey, I want to pull out 12 racks. Can you do it somewhere else? Do it discreetly." To me, that makes sense. I don't want you to just be out here counting $12,000, letting the shit just people looking at me. I got to get up out of here. I don't know who's going to follow me. I understand that. Also, he gave you an ID, I'm assuming, with his bank card. So it's like me trying to rob the place wouldn't mean me giving you my ID and my bank card.
Yeah, if he got an ID and bank card, she wildin'.
Like, he didn't just say, "Here, give me $12,000, no ID, no bank card." I think they said something popped up on the account, like, be aware. But just because maybe a transaction that large at the time, maybe be aware. It's just a little weird. Was it because he was black? Was it because he was black? Who knows? She was black, so
Fuck that mean.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
They still judge niggas. Like, nigga, you ain't got that much money. What you doing in here? I don't see niggas like you have money, nigga.
I think everyone in the Ryan Cook situation was straight stupid. When you say everyone, you're including Ryan Coogler in the stupid category. Because when you think about that, shit could have really went bad for him. Like, if he would have been like real defiant and mad and like whatever, like they're already assuming you're a robbery suspect. Like, they could have started shooting. They could have killed Ryan Coogler. Like, they could have really went bad for him. No one was in the bank. Also, he could have easily called the head up to ask to speak to a manager.
I mean, yeah, I don't get why he couldn't just like pull somebody to the side and talk to him like personally. Yeah. Like the letter shit was a little weird, but when you give your ID with the card, like that kind of lessens the weirdness to me. But
I don't know. I never went to a bank and pulled out $12,000, so I don't even know how that goes. Maybe it's something he's done multiple times. Maybe he's done it already. Like
$12,000 really ain't nothing in this big scheme.
In the big scheme of like money, $12,000 ain't shit. Ain't like he like, "Hey, I'm gonna pull out $500,000, call ahead, make sure y'all got enough money in the ATM." Like, no.
Yeah, it's like, did he go in there with a mask on?
Well, yeah, because it's COVID. They put your mask on.
I guess.
A nigga like me just had an assistant do shit for me. He Ryan Coogler him. He told the police officer, Google me. When you Google, you gonna feel real stupid.
That's what he did. He said that for real.
He was like pretty much like when you Google, you gonna feel like real like you regret doing what you're doing. That's pretty much what he said. But I like the fact that he didn't
Google me, nigga.
I like the fact that he didn't really like exploit the situation. Cause nowadays celebrities will exploit a situation like they're like as soon as it happens, I got to post. I'm a victim. I'm this. I'm that. That shit was released like weeks after it happened. Like it wasn't like the same day. Like this happened this day and it came out this day. Like that happened weeks ago and then it came out which I don't know how it came out, but
I ain't gonna lie though, I would have delicately sued their ass.
Yeah, I would have felt the type of way about it. One, I would have withdrew all my money out of that motherfucking bank. And
they definitely getting sued.
I got emotional distress and damages.
Make a fuss about it.
Emotional distress and damage. Now I got PTSD. Every time I come to a bank to pull out money, I'm scared they're gonna try to call the police on me.
It's just discrimination, bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. It's discrimination. Well, she was black. Yeah, she thought another black man couldn't have no money. It was bank discrimination. It ain't got shit to do with her.
I'm a whole director. And to be fair, like, if I saw Ryan Coogler, I probably wouldn't. I mean, I know what he looks like, but like, I don't think like directors ain't really the motherfuckers that we like just know off face value. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially he had a mask on too, so it's like I don't really know who the fuck directors are. Like I barely know like motherfuckers like Steven Spielberg look like. Who the fuck made Star Wars? Like I don't even know what these people look like.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like somebody putting out $12,000, they could have been a regular old Joe. That ain't really crazy.
Plus, he went to a bank out of his home state.
I don't think she knew all that at first.
Well, if she got his ID, she would have knew that. If she's in XYZ County and his ID says XYZ State.
I think she was terrified by the note. I don't really think she.
I think the notes really what freaked her out. And then maybe the account had like a little flag on it. Like it was like kind of like, oh, before you do this, make sure you get this, this, and this. So she was a little bit scared. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Wardos, are you pulling her black card? He said that's one nigga I would know. Black Panther, nigga.
I mean Jordan. You mean Jordan Peele? But also Jordan Peele was like Jordan Peele before he was a director. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think Jordan Peele a lot bigger than Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, like that's a completely different thing.
Hey, speaking of Jordan Peele, that new movie look like it might be dope as hell.
He be putting out good shit, man. He be doing his little thing. He be doing his thing with his movies. It's always weird because it's always like the people you don't expect be the one that put out these good movies. Have you ever seen those like twin black brothers who are like goofy looking? They put out I forgot what movie it was they made. What'd you say?
It was on 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, they put out a movie that was like I forgot what movie it was, but that was a good ass movie. I would not expect that to come from like them two.
Yeah.
But that shit was good. It was a good movie. I personally wouldn't have even went to the bank. I'd have an assistant. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know how that works either. Can I just have an assistant come pull out money out of my bank account? Does it work like that? Like, sir, we're going to need to see your ID. Do we really? I don't think it works like that. There's no way that you just let your assistant pull out money. Unless I'm tripping. That's some like big bank money shit. Like they're going to no form ID. Your name is not linked to this account.
Yeah, I mean, that assistant got to be keyed in.
Yeah.
Maybe your accountant, but your accountant ain't pulling out money for you.
Yeah. They probably pull out 13 on your ass.
Maybe your wife could.
Yeah, maybe your wife, y'all got attached to the account together and she could pull it out for you. But anyways, Black Panther coming soon. Salute to Ryan Coogler.
It is?
I'm sure they've been filming it for the past year and a half. I would think it's gonna come at some point. He pulled the pit. So what do you keep saying? He pulled the pit 10 bands for the assistant. How do you know that? He was giving, like, was it Christmas gift? Like, what was that? Was it like a bonus? Salute Charles Edward Cheese, a motherfucker chat. What up, dog? I can't donate today, but premiere something on Monday, and I got you. Damn, look like Bryce gonna miss a paycheck. No, nigga, the money is for this.
I would hope it's linked in.
The money is if he had the money today, it would be for this today.
how the stream set up, they ain't connected. The checking and the savings. Say the checkings and the
Oh
savings
yeah,
ain't
okay.
connected.
Charles
So I
Edward
got
Cheese. Charles Edward Cheese. You a motherfucker that got money. I mean, I only gotta assume. We see you got some type of money. Can somebody else come pull out your money? Your account can pull out up to a limit. Accountant, well, financial advisor cannot an account. Okay, I'm confused.
He said, "Well, a financial advisor can, not an accountant."
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So he's paying for medical bills. So if he was really pulling out the money to pay for medical bills, that's weird because can't he just like, hey, just send me the thing and I'll just pay the medical bills?
Yeah.
But here's 12,000 cash to pay for the medical bills. But anyways, Ryan Coogler, he's free.
Plot twist: Ryan Coogler is a well-known drug dealer in the streets.
He's cleaning his money through Black Panther. Oh, I'll buy this part of the set right here.
Why did Ryan Coogler pull out $12K? That's the real question.
Yeah, that's a question. The assistant medical bills. That's a great cover up right there. So we got the kids overdosing in Florida. I don't know nothing about that.
Want to talk about that.
You set it up because I don't know nothing about that.
Well, supposedly they had some cocaine that was like laced with fentanyl. So fentanyl was the culprit again, but it was like I said, 6 kids. I think they was like all in like the 20s and then college and stuff like that during spring break in Florida, which was kind of crazy to see like them pulling them out like one by one after they all overdosed. It just was weird. But then it's like I seen another. Yeah. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, they all died. I looked into it. I believe I looked at it before we started. It looked like they said they all died. I checked multiple sources. I believe they all passed away.
Shit.
And like I seen like some other dude, like he was like on this beam at like a fucking kickback or something, and like he fucking falling all down and shit. Like it was trending like probably like a week or two ago. Yeah. He was wearing all white and some shit like that. And it's like, bro, these niggas like I don't know like what it is about like our culture. Maybe it's like it's been a thing. I don't know. Like I guess like heroin addicts and shit like that back in the day. So maybe it's just not as bad. So we're just not used to seeing stuff like that. Maybe there used to be something that popped up all the time. What you think? Like, is this a new phenomenon? Yeah, like you think back in the day when the heroin addicts and shit, like they was finding 10, 15 bodies or
I'm sure they was finding motherfuckers out of there.
What a statistic I seen though, it said that fentanyl is like 10 times worse.
Are you talking about dead? Or are you talking about just like out of there? You talking about dead?
Dead though, like dead.
I don't know, because I don't know. Like you would think that you probably find people dead in the crack houses, right? Like maybe you run them in a crack house, probably like 3 people dead. They overdose, yada yada yada. But I do know like fentanyl is stronger than like regular.
That's just like 10 times or more,
or heroin or whatever to that nature. I don't even get the point of like wanting to continue to do something like that when you know it's like a very high chance that you could die from it.
Do you say the same thing if they were just doing coke, or are you saying that because you know coke can be tied with fentanyl?
It just feels like a lot of times they've been tied together, so it's kind of like a kind of an iffy thing, especially who are y'all getting the drugs from? Is this a person y'all been knowing? Like who? Yeah, it's just too. It's like smoke weed.
Well, you 100% right. Cause I also was looking that up, and then I ended up finding another article where it's like 6 dudes that was in their 40s that had died, and that happened like 6 months ago or some shit like that. So it's like
those comedians all died at one time. These comedians all was doing coke together. I think 3 of them died, and one girl, what's her name? She was dating. Who was her name? She used to be on Joey Diaz's podcast all the time. Kate Quigley or something like that. She's the only one that survived. Everybody else died. And she survived by like the skin of her teeth. But they wasn't trying to do fentanyl. They was doing coke, but the coke had fentanyl inside of it, which is weird to me because like, why would dealers want to include fentanyl? I don't know who would put it in there. I don't know if it was the cartel that gave it to him with fentanyl. Maybe you cut it with fentanyl. Maybe he stepped on it and I don't know who put the fentanyl in it, but like, you don't want your clientele to die, right? Because it seems like you take fentanyl, you fried. It ain't like when I watch Snowfall, right? And I see like, hey, we're going to get this coke and we're going to cook it and make it more addictive. You're not going to die like fentanyl, but you're going to get really addicted to this. Potentially you probably die over time, but This is just to get you really addicted to the shit. Fentanyl is just like you're probably gonna die.
Yeah, so now my conspiracy theories mind is like, you think this should be hits? Like my mind started wondering, it's like, because that wouldn't make sense for someone to want to do some shit like that. It's like, are people literally trying to take people out when they do that? Like, I mean, I know they're charging people more now, like a harsher for having like being taught to selling fentanyl, like induced drugs, but it's like, are people literally like trying to commit homicide when you know that is going to most likely do that? Like that's so weird to me. But I also
D
want to
friend, did
ask this:
you? Oh my bad.
what do you think influences this stuff still? Like how he said, we still doing coke in 2022. Like we still doing like pills for like recreation in like 2022. Like
Bro,
what makes you think
you
that shit?
posted a video on Instagram of a dude that was off. I don't know what he was, but he was in that corner. Was that you who reposted it?
That's what I was talking about
But he was
earlier.
just
That's what I
like,
was talking about earlier.
but that's just not even fun.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
Like
Like
even remember our roommate in college, like bro, they used to just be out of, that shit's not even fun. You a
a zombie.
zombie. Bro, he used to just be sitting there
You
like
think
at
it's a
least
rap thing,
I don't
or
even know
you
if it's
think
a
it's like
rap
some
thing. I think it's just
underlying
like
thing
a
in culture,
I
like
think
the
it's like
American
it's
culture?
like people look at it like it's cool. Maybe it like makes you feel good, but like feel good as far as what is it? Maybe some people are just mentally. That's the only thing that makes them like space out of life. I don't honestly I don't know because I would never take no shit like that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Especially them pills. Like
Yeah,
when I seen that dude taking on the pills, and he was just like out
it
of
got to
there.
be some form of a mental illness and like not happy where you at.
Like I don't want to feel like
Like people love to say that with weed and shit. Like I don't think it's the same case with weed. Well, I mean, some people could be using it like that, but I think pills is a whole nother story, bro. Using pills for recreation, like it has to be some type of mental illness or some form of depression breeding there, bro. Like it makes no other sense, bro. Like I just don't get taken. I never like I've taken pills to try it, but I like literally one time, bro. That's not my shit, dog. Like I just don't get how people think it's cool, bro. I know rappers talk about it, but then we talk about the white community. They do it. It's in the festival community bad. Like it's just,
yeah, they stay
I
popping
just
them
feel
pills at
like,
the festivals. They be going shit.
do we blame the pharmaceutical company for being so loose with this type of shit?
Like how this
We
shit just easily
somebody has
accessible
to
to
be
the
the
street.
blame for this shit. Yeah, like somebody has to be the blame for this shit. Like when we talk about the drug industry or the war on drugs, my bad, and how like they'll lock up the average dude on the street, but not the dude that's shipping it in. Like that's essentially what kind of happened now. It's like no one's actually finding the root of like who's actually like supplying and bringing this shit into mass because it's not just everybody taking out of that grandma cabinet at this point.
Yeah,
Like it's just impossible. Somebody has to be loose, whether it's doctors or whoever the fuck. But something is like not right, bro.
yeah.
Because
They're not just
it's
getting these
just too
hoes.
many.
It's like coke. They
And
weren't just getting coke back then just because they was getting it from as far as Snowfall goes, and it was real life
yeah,
too. They was getting it from the CIA, but they're getting it from somewhere, and then with the fentanyl shit, like I said, I don't know the fentanyl shit. Like I don't know if the fentanyl is getting put in at production or is it getting put in at I don't know when the fentanyl is getting put in or laced into the damn cocaine or whatever these people are taking.
I got a question for you. So what's worse, the censorship in North Korea, or if America was like intentionally drugging this community or citizens to keep them docile,
Well,
like the
I would
majority?
think the drug thing is more like a worse. Like just not
Because like think about
like
how
manipulating your mind with media. It to me is different. I mean, like you're still being controlled in a way, but like physically, like you know, physically fucking up your community. Like that's a different level.
what's that fucking movie called? It was a movie where like they was in this fucking bubble. The Giver, I think. The Giver or some shit like that. They was in this bubble and everything was black and white. They gave everybody fucking pills. Like when you think about drugs, like you can I wouldn't add weed into it because I think there's natural, I think there's something else. But think about how much like the masses or the average person probably takes some form of drugs in America. Like that's a puzzling question, bro. That I would ask most Americans because this like it's a huge epidemic. Like not just with white people, bro. Black people got that same problem, bro. And then you can even say it to a point where with black kids, we know that we get prescribed drugs earlier on than anybody, well, not anybody else, but we know how heavily we get prescribed drugs for saying that we have certain problems with us, but we just being kids and shit like that. So it's like they incentivize drugging us, bro, like on a lot of different fronts. And then on a recreation, it's just so convenient that one of the most recreational drugs fuck you up the most, including alcohol.
Yeah,
like, let's be real. Weed illegal, alcohol not. Like, let's be real. Like, scientifically, that makes sense? No. But it's like they allow all the shit they know gonna fuck us over. Cigarettes
we can look at that. We can look at that because alcohol back in the day was more like a white people thing. It's the same thing as why crack was more heavily sentenced than cocaine. They knew cocaine was like that white boy Wall Street motherfucker, like that was their shit. Crack was black people shit. So y'all get like, I feel like it was like you could have like this much. You could have this much crack to get the same sense with cocaine. You got to have like this much cocaine. Like it's like a different.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I know. I heard that before. Fucking Trail putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that we be on drugs more, and it's not a competition. I just said that obviously we know how bad it is with white people, but let's not act like black people don't have a bad problem with that shit as well.
Yeah,
and especially where it's even just being given to us medically. I seen a post somebody was talking about. There was like the average woman, like probably like 60. I don't know. I want to inflate the numbers, but it was more than 50% of women take some type of prescription drug, and these are things that are given to them. And then, like I said, plus the recreational, bro, we deal with that too, bro. We're attacked with that industry as well, bro. Let's not act like we're not.
Yeah.
Whether it's given to us or whether we're doing it for recreation, we have that problem as well.
80% of all crack users were white. I'm never gonna think that black people do something more than white people because white people are more of the population. But if you look at the jailing, black people are overwhelmingly jailed more than white people. And then to that point of 80% of crack users were white, it's really more. And I guess we could take race out of it if you want to do that and say it's a class thing. Cocaine is more of a class, or at least back in the day, more of a classy thing than crack. But as far as the justice system and punishing people for crack, black people probably be punished more for crack than a white person with crack. Like
that's what it make you feel like. Black people were more heroin addicts and shit like that, and was the face of the war. I mean, we were the face of the war on drugs because they wasn't attacking white people when it came to that. But it made it seem like we was the number one users when in reality we definitely wasn't.
When you look at inner cities, you look at the old documentaries, they got black people walking around like zombies, and you know what I'm saying? You see shit like Snowfall, but though that's only in one concentrated area. Unfortunately,
some of the worst like overdose places be the places where like your small towns and industry left their city. Like they just be so plagued. Like that place where not the place in Florida that these 6 kids died, but the place that the other 6 people died that I said was 40. They said over 2,000 people in that small town had died over overdosing. Like, and that's just one small town, bro. That happens because like you say it when you go. Like when I was in back home, bro, the only thing you can do is drink and fish, basically. And that's being that was being like shallow because one of the biggest things that go on in Oklahoma is meth.
Yeah.
So it's definitely drugs as well. So it's like it definitely plays small towns as well. So it'd be crazy to think that it was only black people, but like I don't think it's a competition.
Like the opioid crisis is mainly a white. We know that's mainly a white thing.
Yeah, I'll never argue that. But it's not a competition because we are very heavily affected. And if we don't acknowledge that, we crazy.
They are saying crack is more viable, aka easier to punish. Yeah, that's pretty much the only conversation about that, really. But like, it's still crazy that we're seeing these people like dying all together. Like you 6 people. I told you about the comedians. Only one person survived. I don't know if it was 4 or 5 total, but like they all died. But that one person, like that's crazy shit. Like that's crazy when you think about it. And then when you watch it, like bro, go. If I don't know if y'all watch this shit or not, but like go watch Soft White Underbelly and just him interviewing these people from Skid Row. Like that shit will fuck you up. Like them drugs is no fucking joke. Like You see these people like obviously they had hard lives leading up to the drugs, but like you like he'll have an episode with them like they're this way, then he'll do an update with them and like they're 10 times worse than the last time they was there. Like that shit's a spiral just to
Well,
shit.
I speak on passive aggressive genocide, and I think the pharmaceutical industry have a big part in that.
Oh shit, my bad.
What we call a passive aggressive depopulation. When you that's what I'm getting at. That's when we asked all these questions, and that's what it starts to seem. Because there's no way, bro. There's no way that real people would acknowledge that. Like when we go into the polls, like for election day, no one talks about that shit. No one acknowledges opioid crisis. Why? Because that affects big money, big business. One of the biggest business that fund America. We live in a shiesty ass country. What, nigga, you think Pooh shiesty? Nah, nigga. He ain't got shit on these niggas. Cause it was some other shit that was like
niggas sell you out for that big pharma money.
So some shit with like some yarn is like formalizing in like people's veins. I don't know if this was true or not. But if that was some true shit, like motherfuckers knew this, the possibilities, and I'm pretty sure they found that in tests. And if they didn't, bro, like even then, I just feel like the people that was pushing that shit evil as hell. Like I say, just bringing up the shiesty shit, bro. Like I don't want to get too into it because I don't know how YouTube sensitive that topic still is. But yeah, I seen some shit with them shots, bro.
If you ever that would be crazy. Dope, you know where the money come from. You would fall off trying to slay into black people. I was like, we're not saying white people didn't do drugs. Like, we're not saying I'd be an idiot if I said that white people weren't doing drugs. The thing we was discussing was how it was affecting black people. Was the word? What's the word they use in intellectual society? Disproportionately more as far as the criminal justice system than white people.
And then when I talk about it from the aspect of like our kids get prescribed shit hella early because they're just being kids. That's fucking dangerous to how we use it as recreation, just like white people. Let's not act fucking oblivious to it. Black men and women, let's not act oblivious to it. That's a problem. Let's be accountable here. Like I ain't about to point fingers and like, oh no, it's only white people.
Speaking of armory and weaponry, I can just hit on this real quick. I've been seeing so many stories. Like they've been trying to get Russell Brand the fuck out. You know who Russell Brand is, right? You send me a couple of videos. They were trying to get him the fuck out of here. He's a right wing conspiracy, whatever. He did a video the other day. Where he was discussing how people in Congress were not everybody, but there's people in our United States Congress were starting to invest more in like defense industries and weaponry things. A couple of weeks before Russia attacked Ukraine, like that's wild, bro. And you gotta think like, you know how people will say like what was the Tupac line? What's the Tupac? They'll fund wars or some shit, but they won't feed the poor. Whatever the fuck you said. You gotta think when they signed that bill real quick, that $13 billion for that $13 billion is going to a weapons company, and the weapons company is gonna ship them shit to wherever the fuck. They stock gonna rise, and Congress people's money gonna rise. Like it's some shady shit going on.
That's why people petitioning to get Nancy Pelosi the fuck out of here.
She just came up. She done made a lot of money in Congress.
Like, nigga, Congress supposed to make on average about $200K. They making millions.
They making millions off the stock market.
It's complete inside trading.
Yeah, because they know things are about to shift the market before they do. Just like before,
they're doing things that shift the market.
Well, there's that too, yeah. But even before COVID hit, when they got the briefings that this was coming, it was about to be announced to America. They started selling and buying.
Briefing. They put the briefing together. That's the crazy part. That's even more sinister part. They also put the briefing together. Like the fact that Biden's son has been involved with Ukraine energy. And now this nigga just sent like 1.7 billion over there, and he's already got family ties over there. You don't think he about to get
and now he's a painter. He's selling art for shit tons of money, shit pieces of art for man. Hey, Hey,
You
man.
think Biden not about to get part of that money he just signed over to Ukraine? You crazy as hell. He literally just transferred money into his pockets.
Something going
Like,
on, man.
wild shit, bro.
Something going
Wild
on.
shit.
There's something going on.
In the
Large
notes,
transfers of wealth are happening right now.
did you see the Russian shit with Putin when he was talking about? Could you
No.
pull that up? That'd be an interesting piece to talk about real quick. If you could pull up, it was like a 2-minute segment,
I don't know what
a clip. It was very
you
interesting.
like a detailed like thing about it for me to search.
Putin message to America. He was literally talking to Americans. It was a very interesting topic.
You about to have me pull some propaganda, Bryce? This open
I
letter
think
to
everything he said was
America?
facts. I think everything he said we could look up and figure out ourselves, or has been said from the average American.
What was this? That was in
Hey,
2013.
I said it. I said Putin for president.
For president of where?
Being funny of America.
Oh, hell no.
You think I think he do better than Biden. He even said it. He was like, bro, the American government don't care about its citizens.
I don't see it nowhere.
It ain't on Twitter.
No.
It was on Twitter when I seen it.
I don't see it bit nowhere.
Let me see if I can find it. Because I definitely talked about it on Twitter.
All right. So, anyways, why you think Trump was so cool with Putin? My favorite president, Bryce, about to get you canceled, D-Fran. Fuck. He would literally fanboy them whenever they met. And you think Russia does? Yeah, I don't think. Like I said, like I don't think Putin's like a great guy to his citizens. So that's why. That's my thing saying like him being the president.
Bro, you ain't go to Twitter. It was the first thing I found.
What you mean?
I put Putin. Just put Putin message on Twitter. It was literally in top. It got Oh well, look. I probably should read it because he's speaking and not in fucking Russian. I forgot they put the fucking words here.
All right, let's see what you got.
I want ordinary citizens of Western states to hear me. They are now trying to convince you that all your difficulties are some result of hostile actions of Russia. That from your wallet you need to pay for the fight against the mythical Russian threat. It's all a lie, and the truth is that the problem faced by millions of people in the West are results of years of actions by ruling elites in the West. Their mistakes, myopia or mytopia or mystopia, I don't know what word that's supposed to be, and ambitions. These elites are not thinking about how to improve the lives of their citizens. They obsess with their selfish interests, and super profits. We just was talking about that.
He said defense trying to get canceled. Like, nah, I can't find it.
Blue pill defense is hilarious. Y'all better get off my boy.
I don't know. You know, maybe
Everything he said was facts.
What did he say?
Bro,
Again?
you know the American elites don't give a fuck about us.
Oh well, that's not even a question. Like that's not even like a.
And it's all how do we know the average Russian not proud to be Russian? Like I bet if they did a poll versus how we did a poll, they'll poll higher. I see some shit. They said, "What is there to be proud of in America? We rank like average in everything." And then I was gonna say, I bet one of the things that we average the most high in is drug use and like prison citizens and shit like that. Like the shit that we rank the highest for is for like the worst shit that we probably should be ranked for. And the shit that we're like should be ranked for, we're middle or low, besides like military. So I don't know.
We just be out here living, man. We should be doing our fucking thing. That's all, man. We should be living.
No, I think the American people are strong, but that's not a reflection of our government and the elites. We're doing everything to get by, but they just making it worse on us.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, it's easy right now to blame Russia for gas prices because, oh, well, we had to sanction Russia because, you know, the war and yada, yada, yada. But my thing was like, all right, y'all got the gas prices rising up. We sanction Russia. They ain't taking their oil. We trying to take Venezuela's oil. or get them to give us oil, right? But my thing was like, all right, you see our gas prices are rising, food prices are rising, everything's fucking rising, everything's rising. I don't know, maybe at this point in time, other European nations have cut off Russia from oil, but at the time that we was doing it, nobody else was doing it. Like, motherfucker, don't make us be the ones do it if ain't nobody else doing it. I get it, y'all want to stop Russia from destroying Ukraine or whatever, but at a certain point, people not gonna give a fuck about Ukraine. When I can't pay for bread, when I can't pay for gas, I'm like, bro, I don't give a hey, I'm sorry, I don't live there.
They also racist. So who gives a fuck?
Look, that's how they get. That's how they get. That's how they get the. Bro, I said that. As soon as they start putting that African shit out, I'm like, oh yeah, all that support about to start dwindling. The fuck. Oh, they're like black people. Fuck them niggas.
They literally, a dude was running from his life from some Nazi KKK type people. Went to the prison. I mean the jail or the police station. Excuse me. They kicked him out. Dude been missing ever since. This is in Ukraine. My thing is like, we're going to bail out them. Once again, they always bail out the wrong people. Nigga, American people need bailing out. Stimulate these fucking oil, whatever things you need to stimulate to get these prices to go the fuck down. Make the American citizen happy. Bring that shit back down under $2. I guarantee motherfucking approval rating to go through the fucking roof. But yet, his dumb ass want to send some money to Ukraine. That's really just going to make our shit even worse long term. Like, he did not benefit us any, like, that shit's just gonna cause even more inflation long term. Like, it didn't stimulate our economy. Besides, you can say maybe war, but maybe that's the investment. Yeah. Maybe there's no stimulus like the war industry. Maybe that's what they're saying, and we know that's how Democrats think. So maybe that's their motivations.
Yeah.
Right now, the economy bad, but 5 years through the war, we're gonna be booming.
Yeah, that's true.
Nasty niggas, bro.
I'll be thinking too, it'd be like one of them things like, let's do something to people real quick, and they'll get used to that shit. Like, we'll be used to the $3 gas. So it's like, we won't even think, it won't even be a thing in a couple. It's like, that's just what it is. Like, okay, now we never got to, it's like, you get to a certain price. It's like, okay, we don't got to lower it back down because we got him at this price. Even if, even if like the price per barrel of oil goes down, fuck it, we'll keep buying cheap oil, but still charging their ass $3.80. You know what I'm saying? Still charge them this XYZ amount of money because now they're used to it. They instead of buying bread for $2, they still gonna buy bread for $2.75. Fuck it, it's $2.75.
But how much you gonna pay them people? Oh, the same.
Yeah, you gotta sell $25. You get motherfuckers no more money. Rents, bro. I look at my progress through adulthood, like when I first tried to look at apartments to now, and the increase is like, it's like crazy. Bro, I remember I used to see 2-bedroom apartments. They'd be like, in the area that I live in. Well, the area I live in, there's like 9 something. Bro, now, because I was like, if I was gonna renew my lease or not, bro, I looked at shit. That shit was like, for a 2-bedroom, not even a crazy big, nice, lavish, whatever, penthouse 2-bedroom, a regular standard 2-bedroom a family would live in, but shit like $1,500, $1,600. I said, huh? I was like, I could get that, but it's like, I don't, like, it's the same shit it was a couple years ago. But I know, I get it. Prices go up, markets do whatever the fuck they do, whatever. But still, that's crazy. 693 here. Goddamn, where you live at? It must live in like Cali or something.
Our shit really fall at this point.
It's 389 down here. It's 389.
Man, you go certain places in Houston, that shit fall 19.
It's not 900 no more. I said it was 900 like 6 years ago. But now it's like 15, 16, 17.
On average, what you think the inflation going to keep going in the next 10 to 20 years?
I think what's it up right now? It's up 10% right now or something like that. I think that's what they said, 10% inflation.
No, I'm using it in like rent terms. How much you think the average home would be renting for 20, 30 years from now?
Shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was looking at renting a house, right? A house. Not even like I said, not no fucking luxury ass house. Like just a fucking regular house, 3-bedroom, whatever. A couple of years ago, before COVID, they was renting for like 15, 16. Now they like $2,000, $2,200 for like. You see my mama house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that right now is renting for like $2,200. My mama house not bad, I know, but could you imagine paying $2,200 to live there a month?
No, not technically. Not really.
Like about $2,200. Like, god damn. Like, it's good. It got 3 bedrooms, got a big ass backyard, it's got all these things. But to think that it was a couple years ago to rent that, it would only been like $1,500 or $1,300 to $1,400, however much it would have been back then.
You look at used cars, them hoes up an extra $1,000.
And they trying to turn America into not a buyer's market. They're trying to turn it into a renter's market. We've seen whenever the pandemic hit, these big huge corporations like BlackRock or whatever the hell, they were just buying up all the houses in America to be like, hey, y'all just gonna rent these motherfuckers. Y'all ain't gonna own shit. Y'all just gonna rent these motherfuckers out. They're building full on communities just to rent. They're building not to buy. We're gonna rent these.
They trying to take all the wealth away. Can't own shit. Can't if you ain't owning shit.
Now if you a motherfucker like Charles Edward Cheese, I don't know why he complain about the 693 gas. We know you got it, big dog. You ain't even probably look at the gas pump. I don't even look at the gas thing really. I don't know when the last time I did. I did recently just to see like the jump because I never really used to look at this shit. I didn't know what the gas was. Everybody made a big deal about it. I started looking at it. I was like, man, it's about $60 or $70 to fill this bitch up.
Yeah, nah, our gas used to be at least around like $2.50, so that should have jumped the whole $1.50. Like that shit kind of wild.
That California shit I seen in like Beverly Hills for like $7. I was like, that's crazy.
I couldn't imagine. Bro.
You might as well hop up. Y'all better start making bike paths around this motherfucker for real. We about to have a MetaFirst gas station.
I'd be spending like $80, $90 on gas. That's crazy.
A week
to fill up. To fill up one time if you was in California, it's like $80, $90.
Oh, you said
like
12.
Okay.
I wonder if that's he said the crash gonna be crazy. I wonder if there's gonna be a point where the housing market, because I feel like it increased so much through COVID. I don't know if I told a story on this podcast. I probably did. Me and Carly used to go around these new build neighborhoods, right? Go into these houses, look at them, look at the prices. It'd be like a night, bro. I seen like a 3,000 square foot house. It was probably got like 5 bedrooms, big ass downstairs, big ass bedroom, nice ass backyard. At the time, it was like $440, right? This was like in April, like right before COVID. I mean, COVID was here, but it wasn't like. Now that same house is worth like $650. So if you bought a house pre-COVID, you might as well sell that motherfucker because you're gonna get a nice chunk of change. You have to find another expensive ass house because they're gonna be more expensive. But if you bought a house back then for like $200, in certain areas, them bitches right now like $450. You might as well get the bank their money, take your profit and run.
$200,000.
You might as well get the bank their money, take your profit and run.
Start a business and start renting some shit to get your money back.
That shit's crazy. Like, and then now I'm looking at houses. I'm like, because I want to get a house. I got a family. I want a house. I don't want to live in an apartment. I want a house. I want a house. The houses that used to be like $350, $400 is now $600. My money ain't went up like you know what I'm saying. I ain't like triple my money in the past like fucking year and a half. Is that a good point? But it ain't triple to where like now a house that used to be $350 is now $600. It's like what the hell's going on? Unless they adjusting the criteria now of how much you can afford with a certain amount of money.
Do you think anything changes?
As far as what?
Like government or people like really addressing the true problems with like that's plaguing American, like the average American citizen, especially our future. Whether it's Social Security, whether it's any of that shit. Do you think any of this will really be addressed? Or do you think the lease is just trying to come up as much as possible?
I think the lease just stay cashing in. Like they just going in. We did the housing shit. We did the whatever shit. We did the big pharma. Now we doing the oil. Kind of like what Warder said. We did the oil. We did the pharma. Now we doing the armory, the weapons, the this, the that. Like let's just run up the bag and then just get our money. Like I said, someone made a good point. I was watching this rich guy named Ben Mala. He does real estate, right? He has a show on YouTube called Life for Sale, some shit. He was like, you tell me how a communist country like China that controls everything was able to produce the most billionaires in the world. A company that doesn't work off whatever they work off was able to produce the most new billionaires through COVID. I think they produced 235 new billionaires in that time. I think the next country
That's crazy.
was, I don't remember what the next, but the next country was like 60. So like, think about it, China made 235 new billionaires. And the next country, I think it was America, was like 63 or something like that. And if you look at a lot of the people who became billionaires, a lot of it's pharmaceutical shit. It's just like, I mean, they cashing in and getting to the money. While a lot
How
of
many you
people,
said was? How many you said?
I think it was like two something.
Oh damn, that's crazy. America in total only got like 700, so that's crazy.
He was like, "How's a communist country create that many billionaires?" Like it's like, oh, see, okay, my bad. Let me say this. This will happen. This will happen. This will happen. This will happen. Because now it's new. It's new now. New information now. So through COVID, they gained 235, and then they gained all that wealth through the government has to. And you're in China, the government allows you to make that much money. You're not like just making it because it ain't like America where you can kind of like maybe start like, oh, I got a panty business that makes a big whatever. You're kind of running through the government of China. So they had them make all that money, and then Beijing cracked down on them, and then they lost 160. So I don't know if Beijing let them stack up money throughout the world and then clap their ass to get their money. I don't know how it happened, but that's pretty much what happened. So they gained two something, and in 2021 they
You
lost.
must have some illegal shit
They
going
lost
on.
160.
That must have been some illegal shit. That's weird.
That's weird as hell.
They forcing this crypto and electric vehicle shift. I really do hope that the tech spending gets redeployed to meet the needs of the American people. I don't
I
know,
mean,
man.
I just wish we could get to an actual thriving. Like obviously, what Trump said, "Let's make America great again." I think the real statement, "Let's make America great," could be it could be a thing, bro. But we too focused on the wrong shit, bro.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's just weird. It's like we
We're
could
so worried
we
about
could
Kanye.
kill China. We could kill China with like our productivity if we just like stop playing games.
Yeah, probably.
As far
Most
as
likely.
like letting people actually be free and helping the American people, bro. Like, cause let's be real, they probably could do some universal income with all the write offs and shit that they ain't did, and all these fucking money shifts that they know how to capitalize personally. Why couldn't y'all do that as a government and as a whole, and then put that into some type of like shit for us? Like, let's be real. If you're able to make that money individually, why can't you come up with some type of idea that can benefit the American people where we have a fund and our money go up as the people? Like, that don't make sense because these niggas going crazy. Why not have like an American bank for the people that we use those same things that we manipulate the market with, make that fucking money go up, and we redistribute.
Cause then they
We get
money
it
not
out to
gonna
the
go
people.
up. They just give a fuck about themselves. That's the end of the day. The rich
But
want to get
in the
richer. They
long
don't care
term,
about
though-
you. They don't care about me. They don't care about the regular dude. They don't even care about millionaires. This thing, even people who are millionaires, they don't give a fuck about them. They're on a whole nother level. I was reading a story today. A dude in India last year, his net worth jumped up $49 billion. They don't give a fuck. Think about you being worth $3 billion. That's a lot of money still. You rich as fuck. But then in 1 year, your shit jump up $49 billion.
But
You think the people's lives in that
thing
city
is,
got
though,
better? Probably not.
My thing though is like, why can't you invest and help us invest as the
Because they don't
American
give a
people?
fuck. They
Like,
don't
what's
want
the
to help.
difference? That's what's so weird about this shit. It's like, bro, because y'all gonna capitalize off us being productive anyways. Let's not act retarded. Like, y'all gonna find ways to benefit off us being productive anyways. So I feel like we just got idiots in office as leaders, bro. Like, obviously they're selfish, but it's like they're so narrow minded, bro. Like, you help the American people be great. We probably boost your 200K salary to millions because we eating. Y'all can eat too. Thank y'all for finally caring about us. All right, here you go. We don't mind paying more taxes because we getting way more fucking money as a fucking nation because we're more productive from education and all type of shit, bro. Like, actually having land, actually, bro, it's so much shit that the American people, like the American government, can do to help people be productive, bro. Actually give us land. Like, so much shit that's unused. The average citizen probably could own an acre at least.
And maintain
What you
it,
think?
yeah. I think so, but I think they're waiting on. They're not going to give away the land because they're waiting to capitalize off the land. I was talking about it with Carla today. I was like, you see how like I feel like that's how shit goes, right? Like poor people move into inner cities, suburban people move out, but then as time goes, they kind of just keep moving out and out and out. And that, we live in Houston, so like the area around Houston, like if I start driving to Dallas, I start driving to wherever. Eventually, I'm gonna get to a point where it's nothing but land, right? They're waiting to use that land to build subdivisions for suburban people who want to move out further from the inner city. So it's gonna keep on. They ain't gonna get that shit away.
It's only so much building they can build out. Like, it's only so far they can go.
Well, I mean, eventually they're gonna be capped out, but eventually they're still gonna just keep building. It's neighborhoods being built every day.
I understand that. But what's the goal to the people that's making all that money though? Like,
To have the money.
you got millions. What more do you need? Like what? Like why be so stingy with like resources at this point? I'm so confused. Your kids gonna be able to eat just off your connections alone. Fuck the money you already built. Why now be so selfish and act like just like no one else can eat as well?
Me and Bryce went to high school together. How'd you meet Bryce? That's a random ass. Like, ask me anything.
Middle school.
Yeah, like ask me any question you want. This is turned into one of those things YouTube do, a Q&A. We're turning this into a Q&A.
Thanks.
We should have no homeless.
High school.
I really would buy housing for the homeless. No, if I was a billionaire, like on some rich shit, I do a lot of good. Like when I watched that, I don't know if y'all watched it, but I watched Joe Rogan Mr. Beast interview, and I saw the way Mr. Beast was talking about doing philanthropic shit. I was like, if I had bread, that's the type of shit I would like to do, with the shit that he do. Whether it be the food pantry thing where he just giving away shit for free, he's using his channel, like he's pretty much putting his work in for other people, not even for like self. Well, he's fulfilled by the views and all that type of shit for the work, but like, I use this channel to make money just so I can feed people over here. So I do all this editing, filming, planning just to make money for these people, pretty much. They need more money, make more money to make more money, basically. Q&A, how about 50B Future?
But for them, money's not even a problem anymore. Like that, money's not even real. Money's not even a thing to them. They get shit for free. They don't have to like. Money's not a thing to them anymore. That's what's so weird to me, bro. It's like I'm getting all deep and shit. It's like what benefit do you have in making everybody become renters and destroying like the family unit? Like, I just want to know how sinister they plan on getting. Like, what's like you trying to delete the world? Like, are you trying to like? I don't get it. I just don't get like this super villain plot that they have going. It really just don't make sense to me.
I don't understand why billionaires keep their billions. I mean, like if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't want to like go broke, but I mean, like I would still use my money to like But also maybe what if we looking at that in a different way? We're looking at like say you're worth $5 billion, right? Hold on. But I'm giving away $500 million, whether it's for a tax write-off or not. It doesn't look like it. Still looks like you're not giving a lot, but $500 million is a lot of money if that's what certain people are, dispensing from their own personal, wealth. Like, how much should they be given? How much money realistically should Jeff Bezos be given away per year?
I don't think there's a should be, but I think like you would want to like do enough to help the world. Like, how many billions do you need for like 30 generations for you to survive?
How many for 30 generations of my family?
Probably $1 billion. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I'm pretty sure maybe $1 billion. I don't know. Like
30 generations.
That's like saying like none of the generations that's not going to make any more money at all.
They might not. They might fuck your shit all off and lose it all.
But it's just highly unlikely that you have that much wealth and then your next 30 generations can't build on that. I'm just saying, like, no, I don't think no one should be allowed to take your money. But it's like if you got $100 billion, just say what Trail got. Why not give away $90 billion to help like change shit. And it's not like you won't have control. I ain't just saying give it to the government. Like do shit to spend that shit. Like how many?
He gave Van Jones $100 million. We don't know what Van Jones did with the $100 million. He literally said, "Here's a check. Here's a check for you for $100 million. Do it. You could do whatever you want to do with this $100 million." What is Van Jones? Has anybody asked Van Jones what he did with the $100 million? I'm curious.
I don't know what it is.
He's like he's a black dude. He was a black dude that was crying when Trump like lost or something. He was like, my kids are gonna have to see a person be me and whatever he was doing. But he's like a commentator. I think it was on CNN or MSNBC.
It's not counterproductive because I mean they know they're gonna get the money right back. Like they got all they monopolize all the shit that we spend money on. It ain't like they own everything, so it ain't like they're gonna get the money back. But it's not like we wouldn't have the choice or probably help build our lives. But I do want to say this. They would have to combine their money because, like, when you think about when the city go through like a devastation, like that should be costing like hundreds of millions of like dollars to rebuild. You know what I mean? So to think about helping like really build some shit like that'll help millions of people, like I don't really think they may have that much money. When I think about it, like they'll have to combine. It's like we'll need these niggas to basically be like the fucking the Avengers of like rich people to save us.
Yeah. But also, because your net worth, because your net worth is $1 billion doesn't mean you actually have $1 billion. Let's just preface that. Like, there's a guy named who I was watching an article on named Sam Bankman-Fried. He's a crypto. He owns, I think, like FTX or something like that. He's a crypto billionaire. He's worth $21.8 billion now. Like his shit rose like $18 billion in a year or something like that. But he's actually cash poor because most of his net worth is tied into the value of the company. Now, if you want him to just sell his shares and become a billionaire, you could do that. But something like Jeff Bezos doesn't have 200. He probably got a bill of it. How much cash do you think Jeff Bezos has? Like in actual liquid money.
I don't know what Jeff Bezos' net worth is. What's his
It's
net
like
worth?
160 or something like that.
He probably got at least like 500K. Like just.
You think he only has 500,000 liquid?
I mean, million, 500, like
500 million.
Because
okay.
you saying he got 1 billion, right? So like
no, 160 billion.
160 billion. He probably got at least like 50 billion.
Just liquid. You think he got 50 billion liquid? That's a lot.
Maybe like 10 billion. Maybe like 10 billion. Like that's a crazy amount of billions to have.
Because they move around assets and shit like that. Like Elon sold when Elon was selling his shares and shit like that to get like 6 billion. He was doing,
But someone like Elon, they could like spend the company's money for their personal gains if they wanted to. Right? Even if it's public, I think you can do that.
Yeah.
But no, that's crazy. 200 billion. Yeah. I would think they have at least like 10% of that. I don't even know what's 10% 200 billion. But I think they have
20,
like at least
20 billion.
10 billion. 10, 20 billion.
I don't know. I ain't in the rich man games. I don't know because I see them like drop like I seen Jeff Bezos like drop like 400 million on a boat or something like that. It's like did you sell some Amazon stock to get that, or did you already have that money like to the side? You getting some type of you getting dividends? Do you have a certain amount of money in the bank?
Did you get percentage? Million liquid. They got fake money then. That ain't even real money then. If that's all they got is liquid, bro, that ain't real money. That don't make sense, bro. They gotta have way more than
he said nigga
liquid.
Bryce had to calculate real quick. Nigga almost short circuited.
Oh, I wasn't even trying to calculate. I wasn't even gonna hold you. I was just guessing. I wasn't even gonna try to do that in front of you. I ain't gonna embarrass myself.
But yeah, I always wonder how they buy all these things. Like, did they just like sell a little bit of stock and get it, or did they like? Because I don't play in these like rich people games. Is a different game. Like that's a different.
And then let's be real. Like that's all that's on file. What about the shit that's not on file? Like that. Like I'm pretty sure there's a part of their accounts that niggas don't know about. Because there's people that's rich that we can't even get access to their accounts.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we don't know all of their money. I'm pretty sure they may be making more than 200 billion or have more than 200 billion net worth, if we're being honest. Because let's be real. Somebody was joking like Chad Johnson or some shit. He was like, nigga, look at my bank account. I got more on my bank account than my net worth.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty sure they may be thinking the same shit.
Like we were talking about earlier, we were talking about Fashion Nova. I'm curious, how did you buy $140 million house? Did you buy that with Fashion Nova money? Or did you personally have $140 billion? Because that'd be good for Fashion Nova. You
Wait, he bought a $140 billion house?
million.
Oh, nigga. Like, what kind of fucking house is that?
That was a steal. The house was originally $500 million. They couldn't sell that bitch. It went up to auction, and then he bought it for 140.
Is it that one in L.A.?
Yeah, the one that it's called The One. It's a beautiful home. It's a crazy, extravagant, like over the top fucking house. Like something like that.
I be watching mansion shit.
Like how did you get that 140 million? Is that your salary from Fashion Nova, or because you own Fashion Nova, you use Fashion Nova funds to, I just want to know the rich nigga game. That's all.
I got one last question. What's the difference from a nigga on Wolf of Wall Street and Nancy Pelosi?
I mean, she just do it through Congress.
Like, what caused them to attack niggas like Wolf on Wall Street when there's other niggas that do the exact same thing? It's just so weird how they kind of attack some people, then I'm pretty sure like there's other people doing the exact same shit. Is it they never get caught or what?
Probably can't.
Or
They
you
don't get
think
caught.
they just
Drake Mansion better? Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Drake Mansion not better than that shit. Drake shit ain't better than The One.
personally Drake Mansion better because it's more personally. That house big as fuck. Like that.
Yeah.
That's
You'll
it's
never
like,
find nobody at that house.
That's basically he that one dude that you talking about got a mall basically.
Oh no, he bought it for
That hoe got
126 million.
club.
My bad.
You say what?
He bought it for 126 million.
Yeah, I don't think I could stand that house. It's a white collar crime, but they took his money, so why they ain't take other why attack him when y'all clearly don't give a fuck, and other people took his method and ran with it.
I mean, that's the Wall Street game, bro. Like, there's the dude named Stevie Cohen. He owned the thing. They was doing some insider trading shit. He got barred for trading for a little while. You know what he did? He know the money game. He back up and running. He owns the Mets now. Like they know what they doing, so they can get it right back. Same thing with like a guy like we know, like Bill. Like he get taken out of that company over there. He know the oil, the distribution. He's gonna open his own shit and get it right back. Like they already in the game. They know how to make money. It ain't really nothing. We don't know how to do shit that them niggas do. That's why we don't do that.
Hey man, they say once you make your first 100K, everything get a little bit easier.
I mean, hey, that's how I go. I was gonna show you how the house, but fuck it. Anyways, did y'all talk about the Russian billionaire who asses got frozen because of Ukraine? I want to see Lucian Grange house because it wasn't protected by law. They trying to get all the Russian billionaires. They're losing so much money. They're trying to take their yachts. They're trying to take their planes. They're trying to take everything from the Russian oligarchs. Everything.
I feel like it's. I mean, I said that during the podcast. I was like, that'll show me that they're for real. But even then, it's like, I feel like they're playing games because it's not like they're still fucking. They're still rich.
Yeah,
they're still
like
okay.
like if you take my net worth from 20 billion to 10 billion, like I mean, I'm still a billionaire. Like I get it. I've been sanctioned.
They still kings in Russia, nigga. Like Russia's still eating.
Yeah. Do you know how they made all their money though?
No, I don't.
Like why they call them oligarchs and whatever. So pretty much it was like, from what I saw, it was like the downfall of the Soviet Union, and as they were trying to rise up, Putin was in power. Well, someone was in power before Putin, right? There was oligarchs before Putin. Pretty much like the leader of the new whatever was like just giving his friends industries, like, here, you own the largest gas company in Russia, and
like
you're
Biden.
the head of the bank, and you're the this and shit like that.
Biden's son.
Well, that's like
It's the same shit. Why the fuck are you in Ukraine Energy
yeah, I can see what you're saying.
getting 200? What do you know that you're worth 200 million for?
He's worth 200 million.
That's what I believe that's what the deal was or some shit like that. But it was some millions. It was some high millions. Like, why are they paying you millions for energy? And you're like an advisor or some shit like that.
Biden served on the board of Burisma until his term expired in April 2019. receiving compensation of up to $50,000 per month in some months.
I heard it was more than that, but I may be wrong.
That's what he was an executive at a top Ukrainian energy firm for less than a year.
I definitely heard he was getting more than that, but I could be wrong.
I mean, shit, $50,000 a month, like that's still a lot of money to not really be doing shit.
Yeah.
For your daddy just to be Biden, like it's like that's a lot of bread still. But. All right, man. You want to get to this last topic?
What we got?
The trans swimmer that won the
Shit.
championship.
Yeah, we can get into it.
So, obviously, it's fucked up. It's not fair. It's like you were literally just competing with the men's team last year. You aren't even a full like. My thing is, you made it to college swimming as a man. You were good enough to make it as a man. So it's like, come on, bro.
You got harder transfer rules if you just try and switch colleges.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro. And then you win the championship. There was a girl second place, freshman, like that would have been monument, like freshman wins the fucking NCAA 500 meter freestyle championship, but no, you're second place now. And I don't see it like, I think it's hard for people to have a conversation to where like they make like people that are like are trans people, are allies. They make it like when you have this conversation, like you're saying like you should die, you shouldn't exist, whatever. I don't give a fuck with that. If you trans, I don't give a fuck. I got nothing to do with me. But we can talk about sports and be like this is like a logical conversation. Like this, if we can't have a logical conversation about this, we can't really have a logical conversation about anything. If we can't just look at this and be like, that's not fair without being called like a transphobe, or it's like, bro, what are we talking about? He was literally swimming with the men last year.
Who does this benefit? Does this really help trans people? Like being able to participate and dominate sports that they're like unfairly winning? Like, I just don't get it. Like, it makes me feel like this is like some war shit from China. How people be talking shit. Like, I just don't get. Obviously, I would say it's more liberal than even blaming China because whatever. But yeah, it just I don't see the point of it. I just don't get it. I don't get how it's allowed. I don't get why people just look over it. Like it's so hypocritical. It makes absolutely no fucking sense. It's just like. It's like Bizarro world, bro. Like that's basically what we living in. Like when
and it's like that, and people
like this shit makes sense.
People be trying to dilute the conversation. They be saying it like I say like this. Like I say, oh, if you're a man and you transition to a woman, you could be any woman. I'm not saying that. I couldn't go out. I couldn't say I'm a woman tomorrow and beat them girls in swimming. I'm not trained to do the shit. But people who are trained to do the shit, they're most likely going to beat the women.
Statement to make.
Like they're most likely going to beat the women. Let me read you this person's comment real quick, because they try to compare their sport to swimming. So they said there's lots of homophobia and transphobia everywhere, but people will know one thing for sure: we are here forever. This is a new era, and we have been here since the beginning of time, and we are here to stay. Like, bro, I'm talking about sports. I'm not talking about your livelihood, but there's more. But I'm just like I'm pausing in between.
Historically, she's right, but come on, bro. If we're gonna talk about where y'all existed, it wasn't in great places. Like, I'm done. Go ahead. I was about to go on a fucking rant.
Transgender women are women, and transgender men are men. Get over it and live your own life. Be who you are, not who other people want you to be. No human on this planet can ever be perfect, but should just try living their own lives, which will never be perfect either. I go through lots of transphobia, but as a former Marine, I learned how to deal with hateful comments and criticism. As for religions, most don't go by what Bible says, but interpret it to benefit themselves and brainwash others into their religious beliefs. Otherwise, pushing their beliefs on others. Let me just get to the part where
other people are shitty. Let's stop right here. So other people are shitty, so this can justify what we're doing. That's how they try to justify their narrative. Other people are not living how they should be living, so we should be able to live badly too. That's what he just said. But if I don't know how to read what the overall sentiment is, Maybe I'm delusional, but that's what I heard.
Yeah.
My bad.
So, I said many times before, together we'll fight and together we'll win. A quitter will never win and a winner will never quit. I am a winner. For haters, if you don't understand the word pneumonial microconsumptive volcanogenosis, then my IQ is well above your expectations. Therefore, there's no need for me to respond to people below my intelligence. As for sports, unfair transgender advantage in women's sports is not true. Cis women are just as good. It's all about skill. Even in a race, the best person wins. Me being a pro bowler, they're trying to say bowling. Me being a pro bowler, I get beat by cis women many times. You win some, you lose some. It's not about gender. It's about good sportsmanship. You can't have a conversation like, but you're comparing bowling, getting beat by biological females in bowling, to track, to swimming, to MMA. Like, and you just said your IQ was so high at the top. And then you tell me about professional bowling.
It's definitely not a physical sport.
Like, you talking about professional.
I would I would even question his statement. I'm pretty sure male bowlers are probably on average better than female bowlers.
No, I'm sure they are.
The pros.
Yeah.
But like, that's common sense. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't get this over inclusivity shit, bro.
Like, I was saying on my podcast the other day, I was like, I guarantee you, now I may be wrong, but I feel like I can do this. I just want to do a test one day. I want to order an 8-pound shot put. I just want to order an 8-pound shot put. That's what the women in the Olympics use. And I just want to give me like 2 months, lift a little weights, get a little stronger. Maybe not, just like a cold. Let me just do a cold throw, just like with no working out, no nothing. I could probably get close to what the Olympic women do. Just think about that. And that's me not even being like, I'm just sitting on the couch. So we're comparing me doing that to people that actually train. Like I said, Leah Thomas, who's a swimmer that won, was literally swimming on the men's team last year. It ain't like you were like discontinued from swimming for X amount of years. You went through hormone replacement, whatever. You were literally on the men's team last year and then came and won. Then did a race yesterday as well and got 5th place. People like Caitlyn Jenner came out. They was like, Caitlyn Jenner said that they think that they, intentionally lost, so it doesn't, so you don't get too much more backlash for winning.
Why aren't we allowed to call people cowards? Because that's essentially what he is. I can't win at male sports, so I'm going to go compete with women and act like it's fair. You know what bothers me about Bizarro World the most? Feminists support this shit. I thought y'all hated men, but you support a man trying to become a woman? That's so weird. That's so weird. You would think that you would despise men trying to become women because we take over everything else, right? Wouldn't that like align with their logic? But for some reason, men becoming women is cool with them. They're weird, bro. They're weird because these are only who only supports this shit. You don't get men real like this Marine shit. Probably bullshit. You don't get real men supporting this shit.
Well, this person is a trans person. I don't know what their transition. The person I was reading is a trans person. I don't know what they transitioned from to what.
I'm saying they may be calling bullshit on the Marines aspect.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Whether they are or not, one person, not the fucking vindicative how the most average men do not support that shit. You get women supporting that shit. So this shit don't make sense to me. Why it's okay for women to want men to. Like,
the only rebuttal you would need when it comes to sport trans women in sports would be this is the only rebuttal you could have. Okay, you say it's just the best person wins. It doesn't really matter about none of the other shit. Why do we not see trans men coming over and dominating male sports? And tell me that if it doesn't matter about biology or none of that, why are we not seeing trans men coming and playing football, coming and running track? We only see it domination the other way. We don't see it the other way. We don't see biological females becoming men and winning men. We'll never see that. But it happens the other way. Why is that? If it's not biological differences that men are superior physically than women in sport, like that's not even a question. Like, why is it even a question? to
We
even
can't
see
even
that and
deal with
say that. You
logic
can't
and
even
reality.
like. Why is that a question? There's a
it's like
reason Brittany Griner. Now I'm not saying Brittany Griner's trans, but Brittany Griner would never play in the NBA.
You want to know the slippery slope? So domestic violence is okay, right?
No.
It shouldn't be demonified because they're equal. They're equal. They're equal. Men and women, they're the same advantage. Like I don't like this is where
Oh, I
like
see what you're saying. I see what you're
they
saying.
contradict themselves. No one would ever condone that shit. But if a man beats up a woman in UFC, it's okay. How is that like? Make it make sense, bro. That's one of the reasons I said the question's not cool.
That's literally their linchpin for Joe Rogan being a transphobe is because he spoke about a trans woman beating up biological women in the MMA. It's like, how does that make you? How does pointing that out that's crazy, homophobe or transphobic? It doesn't even make any sense. Like, we're talking about sport. We're talking about sports here. There's a reason there's women leagues and men leagues. There's a reason Serena Williams and her sister historically got beat by a guy that was ranked like 400 in men's tennis. Easily. He was smoking a cigarette and beat them. There's a reason the 15-year-old Dallas team beat the Women's World Cup team. 15-year-olds beat the Women's USA World Cup team. I'm not talking about college kids. I'm talking about 15-year-olds. There's a reason we got separate sports. And like I said, it'd be different if like this Leah Thomas person was like a motherfucker. Like let's use Blake because the person was tall and white. Let's use Blake. If Blake just hopped off his couch and said, you know what, I'm a woman, I want to be a swimmer. He gets on the team some way. Blake's probably not going to beat them in swimming. But we're talking about somebody who was literally trained in this discipline already.
He would make significant gains that took them years to fucking make.
Yeah.
Like he will start competing. Maybe it'll take a woman that was doing off the couch. It'll take her 20 years.
Yeah.
It may take Blake 1 year
Yeah.
to be competing with women. Like, and that's just being real.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like what I said. I could probably not be close to women's shot put right now, but let me be in a training facility, the same training regimen y'all go through for a year. I'll probably be the goddamn world record holder by the end of the year.
probably not even that long. Probably not even that long. Hey, gonna lie. But I just feel like this shit's so sinister, bro. Because it's like when you like, we're not allowed to call people weird no more in this all inclusive like ass society. But like, bro, these people are lame. These people are weird that support this shit. And a lot of times, these people even say that they're demonic and support evil things. Like I've seen like TikToks, and it was like, oh, I support this, and yes, I'm demonic, and yes, I like. They'll go into their whole little rant and tangent. Like when we look at the character of these people that push this shit, don't be great.
I think that's the thing. I think like see the people that just. Like people who listen, I don't have like I would say I don't have a problem. Like when I see people that just do their own shit naturally and they be living their fucking lives. Like when I watch like Flame Monroe on the Breakfast Club, like that's a comedian that's a trans woman, just funny, living your life, doing whatever, not trying to do too much, whatever. I was watching that Ben Shapiro guy. He be doing them TikTok compilations.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was speaking.
He did a TikTok compilation today, and I was watching it. There was literally like these parents that were like, "My son likes to wear dresses at home, right?" And then the pandemic hit, and we was home all the time. So we allowed him to wear dresses forever at home. But he would go out. When he'd go out, he would dress like a boy. They did an entire like new gender reveal for this boy. Like, oh, you're a girl now. I'm like, as a parent, I don't even know where that thought process even comes from. Like, what makes me think that where does that even come from?
It's a weird behavior. I attested this shit with D Wade, bro. This shit is not pedophilia, but it's some shit of child molestation and child like just abuse. It's child abuse. Like giving your child hormone blockers is child abuse. It's like not feeding your child. Like you're literally fucking up his DNA and like denying it nutrients and shit that it is supposed to get to be sufficient in life. Like literally. But like I don't know if like government's behind, but most likely they like this shit. I don't. It's just weird, bro. But it's like when I talk about the people that push this shit, I'm sick of being all inclusive. Like, of course, people can love that shit, but bro, a lot of y'all motherfuckers are weird and advocating for some shit that I never could stand for. And I'm sorry, everybody not gonna be on your side. That's just life. I'm one of them motherfuckers. Y'all too weird for me. Sorry.
Not about to go hang you. Not about to advocate for people doing anything harmful to y'all. But me accepting y'all, never. I'm sorry, bro. It's just too weird for me, bro. Call me old fashioned, but that's how people been since motherfucking day one. That shit has always been weird, and I'm not that. I'm not progressive enough. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just not.
Yeah, I just lean on the side. I don't give a fuck what people do. That's always my motto. But like I said, when it comes to having conversations like the sports shit, it's like, come on, bro. Because if my daughter was that person that got second place, I'd be fucking outraged. I'd be like, what are we doing here? Even in high school, even in high school when we saw like the two black trans girls who won the track shit, I was like, bro, imagine those two biological girls that missed out on that shit. Probably missed out on college scholarships because they couldn't make it to state or what. It's like, you gotta think of, what about them? They've been training their whole life for this shit. What about them?
Bro, it's like they just want to just push the dysfunction, bro.
And then they get mad at people like J.K. Rowling when J.K. Rowling like, hey, I think y'all trying to erase women.
Like,
they kill her for that.
I'm proud to be a woman. I'm proud to be a woman.
Bro, Adele said, I'm proud to be a woman. I see people making videos killing Adele because she said that. Why would she say that? It's a gender neutral award. It was Artist of the Year. It wasn't Best Female Artist. It wasn't Best whatever. Bro, she said, I'm proud to be a woman. Like,
I just came, bro. Like it was all fun and games until y'all start pushing this shit to kids. It's in the Proud Family. It's in everything. It's in everything, bro. Once y'all start pushing this shit to kids, they
gay now in the Proud Family. I think I seen somebody say that the kids are gay or something. Not the kids.
One of the kids gay.
One of the kids that's grown up now is gay.
Raised by gay parents. But the dude that's gay dressed like a woman.
And I think it fuck it up for like, cause you know how we always talk about like gay people, like we talk about a gay dude who's funny, and then a gay dude that just do too much. I think people that do too much be fucking it up for regular people in other people's eyes, cause they kind of paint all people with one brush. Like with the Florida Don't Say Gay, well they call it Don't Say Gay. That's not what it's actually called. It's not called Don't Say Gay. Where they're like, hey, we don't want kids in kindergarten and third grade to be taught in any weird, any like different kind of way about gender, sexual orientation, yada yada yada. Right? They made that a big deal. They started making it seem like gay people are banned from Florida. Hold on, let me finish real quick. And then,
no, I'm not. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
And then, so Disney employees were mad about this. So originally in the new Buzz Lightyear movie, this was a story that just came out. In the new Buzz Lightyear movie, there was a scene where one of the characters was a lesbian or something, and they're supposed to kiss in the new Buzz Lightyear movie. They took it out of the movie, but in response to the bill being passed, employees were outraged. So now they're like, okay, we can't teach kindergarten and third graders about sexual orientation and whatever gender, yada yada yada. We're gonna implement that back into the movie. Does it not seem like we can't teach kindergarten and third graders about gender, sexuality, whatever? We can't do that, so we're gonna put lesbians kissing in a child's movie. It's like, come on, that don't look like. Come on, like what are we doing? What are we doing?
Man, I want to say this. What I'm referring to, what I don't accept, is more of the transgender. You can find gay things in the animal kingdom. You can find. So I don't think it's something that's weird, but you won't find animals mutilating themselves and trying to change his whole being, bro. I would never be able to understand it, bro. I'm sorry. It's just too different for me. Like gay people, that's understandable, bro. I can understand that because I was listening to somebody saying like they don't think gay people are genetically born that way, but environmentally born that way, and that makes 100% sense. Like a lot of people like to say they're born that way, and yeah, you're right. Environmentally, we are creatures in our environment, and that's most likely what contributed to that. Whether like if you see men in prison, whether you see men in the Navy, where like men around men or dealing with certain circumstances, you can see where the homosexual things increase.
Yeah.
Plus, like I said, you can see it happen in animal kingdom, which I don't like to. Oh, you think people are animals? Like no, but I like to correlate natures because I think we're very similar.
I mean, we are like animals. We're smarter than most animals. We're still like essentially.
Supposedly we're smarter, but you know. that's I think that's arguable. You don't see? Nah, I ain't gonna argue that. But I think we're on the same level to a certain extent. They go to war, they do all type of shit just like we do. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I can. I don't see the trans thing as something I could understand or them pushing to people. Like it's just not. It's just I don't know. But I'm repeating myself.
Yep. I mean, like I said,
I just wanted to make that distinction though.
Yeah, my distinction is live your motherfucking life, but I don't get the trying to push it on people. Like the kid, like you're mad that they can't teach it in the school, so we're like, hey, we're gonna put the kiss in anyways. Or when you see like Another story I read in like California where the teacher was like recruiting kids to be a part of the LGBT club that weren't even. It's like that stuff. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we doing that? That's when I have a problem with shit like that. If you're just naturally like, hey, I feel like I'm gay. I'm telling people I'm gay. Whatever. Do what you want to do. You feel like you're trans. You're not my kid. You don't live in my life. I don't give a damn. Do what the fuck you want to do. But when I see people like pushing on people, even like the sports conversation, we can't even have a sports conversation without you being called a transphobe. It's like, come on. Like, we're having an actual logical conversation about biological differences between biological men and biological women. And why really they would be better at a sport than a biological woman would be.
Like, I don't really hear like trans problems come up besides when it's in sports or when people get mad when they talk about it with kids. Like, I truly think that's the real only people's real gripe about it. Like, other than that, I mean, I don't really think people care about it on TV because they're just not gonna watch the shit if they don't really fuck with it. So,
and I overwhelmingly believe that most people who are actually trans that live life don't even give a fuck about the sports shit. Probably agree with the sports shit, but it's those like it's always a select people in media that push it, that make it like these things. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that with pretty much every group. There's always like the people that we see out front combating for these issues.
Is it a social media thing
that most people in these communities don't even give a fuck about?
Is it social media or mainstream media? What do you think? I think it's more social media.
I think that thing is more mainstream media because if you look at people on social media, most people on social media speak out against it. Most people.
You think the most of the uproar, like people supporting it though, is from mainstream, like pushing that narrative, or social media, like blue chicks?
Like probably, yeah, that's what you're saying. Probably social media, because like I said, they make it. It's like they.
I can't think of any like super massive figures besides, like you said, the one that was the Brave Award. Who got the Brave Award? You mentioned her,
Caitlyn Jenner,
or her? Yeah, that's the only person I could think of that's like public, like a mainstream public figure that's like promoting it.
And then but they were against it. They said that it shouldn't happen.
The Kardashian dude.
They said it shouldn't happen. They said that it's wrong for you to, like they was trying to whenever Caitlyn Jenner was running for governor, they were trying to like ban trans women in women's sports. Like they like it's clearly unfair advantage. Like we're not.
So he'll be like you said, the average person the average.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're probably like that. We know that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like we know that.
So it's just a select few people that's just got a micro, like a what do you call those things? A loud phone, and just blowing a lot of smoke, bro. Because it's not no one.
It's like white. It's like with black people when they say like white liberals are like trying to push certain issues that black people probably don't even really give a fuck about, but they're like feeling that they need to be a savior for a certain group to make themselves feel good, and then they just like put it out there. But if you actually ask people in the trans community, they probably don't give a fuck about the sports shit because either one, they're not even trying to do the sports shit, or A, they probably know it's probably unfair for a person who's just competing with the men to now be competing with the women. But not like not the motherfuckers that Ben Shapiro be watching on his TikToks. They probably all them people they for it. Those are the wild people. Those are like the people that are just out there. They can't be talked to. They can't have a conversation. Like those are the people that are out the way.
So would you think like most mainstream like topics are distractions to like actual problems? Because like is the trans problems that people bring up really a problem in the world?
No, because first of all, trans community is such a small percentage of the community, and if you think about these stories, think about all sports, we're talking about one person in all of. I mean, there's probably like a couple you can see pop up here and there, but it's a very small percentage. But they know it's such a topic that'll get a lot of conversation. That's why they push it. If it wasn't a topic that got conversation, like you'll never see a story where it's like trans man just competes in whatever because they know they're gonna lose. They know they're gonna lose. I did a thing where I was like, I want to see something. I want to see like I went to a random track meet, like listing in college. I looked at the slowest guy in the 200 and the fastest girl in the 200. The slowest guy down
like
here,
like what, like a point, like.
Well, no, he was about the same speed, but the 30th place, the 40th place guy would have been the first place girl if there was a transition. And then obviously, if we get into the mix of like the mid, like they're beating them by like 2 to 3 seconds when you get up to the higher numbers. It's like It's like Leah Thomas as a man was ranked 400 nationally as a man. Now ranked number 1. That's all the evidence you need right there. I shouldn't even have to say nothing else about fairness. Ranked 400, now NCAA champion a year later. Like, why can't we just have simple discussions without it being
so
a without it being
the
a?
NCAA for that, right?
I mean, they're allowing it.
Like they gotta be accountable for like.
This is probably the most. This is probably the most anybody's talked about college swimming in forever. This is probably the most they've ever had publicized about college swimming. So maybe it's some
That's
money
not even
thing.
true, Wardo. That's not even true. Pro golf is definitely
Pro
not
golf.
true.
They
And
hit
then
the guys.
racing-
The guys that hit further.
And in racing, people always make fun of old girl that came to racing. Like she never really won. I don't think
Danica
she ever got
Patrick?
any first place. Yeah, I don't think she got any first place. But she was ranking, so you could say that
Yeah, she was
competing,
ranking.
But a lot of times they was like she couldn't compete. She wrecked a lot. She was like all time in wrecks and shit like that. Like you would probably say that on average men drive faster than women. So
Yeah,
I
so
think that would apply in
Danica
NASCAR too.
Danica Patrick never won a NASCAR race. Her best finish was 6th place in Atlanta, but she did record 7 top 10 finishes. So I mean, like she was up in the mix.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad.
She was up in the mix.
Yeah. She's a good
I get what you're
example,
saying
but
because like
that's
physically,
one-
I don't know how that works
that's-
though. I don't know how racing works. I know it's really tiring on their body. I know it's real like I don't know how the like there's a mental. I don't know how racing like that level of racing actually works because it ain't just at the end of the day it ain't just driving. It's like a lot more that goes
I
into it.
guarantee you there's things that would prove that men are be more dominant in it. And I mean women race too, and women not Danica Patrick is the one anomaly. Like there will be anomalies, but you ain't getting that often because I mean it's a reason. There's a difference.
Yeah, in pro golf, it's like
Men are stronger. Men got stronger hands. Everything, bro. They're gonna have more control. Everything. Like it's men gonna dominate.
and when we talk
anything
about
that
these
comes to
things, like I
physical.
said, we're not talking about. I'm sure whoever the 30th ranked female golfer could probably whoop my ass in golf. But I'm talking about
Forever.
a person.
I'd probably never.
I'm
be
talking
able
about
to
I'm
be
talking
good
about a
enough to
person
do
who's
that.
actually like a pro, a sorry male pro could probably transfer over and then
Video games. Yeah, you probably right.
who knows? Men don't know everything.
Hey,
He said, "Damn women."
No, that's hilarious. No, that's not what we're. Well, when it comes to sports,
We're talking about
it's a
sports. Like,
difference, bro.
let's you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
It's a difference, bro.
Like, even like that I don't know too much about gymnastics. Maybe not. Maybe Simone Biles is like leaps and bounds. She can do more flips than certain guys can do. I don't know. I don't know what sport, honestly.
I'm not going. I'll say women compete intellectually. That's their biggest thing. But even then, they choose not to like be involved as much as men in some of the harder roles in society. Like
Yeah.
that's just statistically proven. Even in the last like 60 years with the new wave, women still usually pick like social jobs and like jobs that deal with arts and things like that more than like the tougher jobs. And that's not by like patriarchy or design. That's just by their nature. So bro, like men and women are obviously compatible, but when you look at our psychological and our biological differences, bro, there are many, even DNA, like there's many differences that we have. And I mean, it's for a reason, bro. Like if we were the same, we probably wouldn't be as productive as a fucking civilization or species.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we got these new wave dumbasses that just want to question everything, whether they don't. I just think these people need to find God or science or something that's like that actually have structure and wisdom behind it, because they obviously don't have none of that. These are just chaotic beings that question nothing and have no facts. Like essentially, bro. Like essentially. Like they questioned basic shit like gender. Like, you know, like in reality, they should be called retarded. But we can't do that. Because like they're literally arguing science. Shit that you can find in nature. In plants, there's male and female. Like they're arguing shit that's like common sense. In other worlds, we would call that low IQ. But for some reason, we don't have the balls to say that.
Yeah.
But if a nigga like me question some shit, they gonna call me stupid. And I may have some facts behind it, but they questioning gender and no one has the ball. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. There's 30 different genders.
Yeah,
We not calling that person
I'm not gonna
retarded?
get into that. Fucking 82 different things. Like, all right, bro, come on. What are we talking about? 85.
We
different
arguing
things.
fundamental science, not even like experimental science. This is
But yeah,
not theoretical science, fundamental, real fucking proof. Shit that's been proven and tested over millions of years through many different species, not just us, even in fucking bacteria. Like, I fucking hate idiots, bro. I fucking hate idiots. Even fucking in magnets, nigga, there's positive and negative, which you could call feminine and masculine, bro. Like, is in everything, bro. Like,
yeah. I'm here. I hear you.
for some reason, the idiots are controlling the microphone. At least for now. I think it's like microwave music. Like, that shit's here for like 2-3 years. And then we're going to look back at this trend and we're like, yeah, y'all are stupid.
Yeah, probably.
You little pumps.
Little pumps.
What Trump called him, little pimp?
Little pimp.
Little pimps.
Coming to the stage, little pimp. All right, bro, it's over. Once Trump called him little pimp, it was a wrap. But
You niggas will be.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to go.
Yeah, I did not expect to be in here this long. That's damn like 3 hours.
Yeah, my baby's awake. I need to go be a father and do my fatherly duties. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for subscribing.
The truth.
Do all that. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. If you want the audio version only, you can follow us on our social medias. Finally catch Salute Dolo J. In the chat, Salute Charles with Cheese, Salute Warrior, Salute Charles the photographer, Flying Low. Who else? We had the guy earlier who was doing some freaky deaky shit with the brothels. I forgot what his name was. Trav.
He said every time I pull up, I bust.
Yeah, he's a wild boy. But like I said, appreciate y'all for watching. Go follow my boy Bryce on his YouTube channel.
Emerald Gamer and Reactions. We dropping weekly, baby.
All right, we'll see. It's your boy D Fran. We out.